your body. I want to touch your body. Never underestimate my lover. She have a World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, too much in body.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the last day of the 5-day event, the 11th edition of the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. It's been an exciting 5 days, and I'm sure that you fully participated. So it's the Green Innovation Competition, Israeli Green Innovation Competition. Today is the grand final, where we hear from 6 competitors. This started in 2019. So far, quite a number of people have been supported to go to Israel. So this is what happens. When you win this competition, you are sponsored by the Israeli embassy, and you go to Israel to sharpen your skills. And this competition is supposed to support Ghanaians or companies who are doing well in promoting the community or ensuring that we are conserving them. And so every competitor we have today will be telling us something which is unique, which is supporting the agricultural industry and also the community. And we'll start shortly, but before we do, I would like to I'd like to ask the presence of the Chief Executive Officer of the Stratcomm Africa, Takoba. She's here. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Her Excellency, Israeli Ambassador to Ghana, Shlomit Sufa. She's always here with us. At least over the past 3 years, I have seen her here with us supporting this initiative. And they are the key partners for this project. And so far, it's been amazing. So we'll go straight into listening to the presentations. We have 6 competitors. The first person is Nana Kofi Efriye Sapon of Meadow Foods. We'll also be hearing from John Adefio of Has Technologies, also Portia Damba of Podu Care, Judith Akwete of Agri Medicap, Lawson Buabusa of AgroGuard, Erica Apia of Wobil Technology. So 6 competitors. So we'll start with our first competitor. I'm told Nana Kofi is not here yet, so we'll move to the next person, John Adefio of Has Technologies, if he's here. So each competitor has 15 minutes to present your ideas, and then the judges will ask their questions. So your 15 minutes starts now. Let's welcome him.
Hello. To begin with, I'd like to have a little exercise. So show by hands if you've had any chocolate products, made in Ghana chocolate products recently. Awesome. Now imagine a future where your chocolate products aren't just delicious, but they are innovatively and sustainably sourced. Now that's the vision of Has Technologies. Hi everyone, once again. My name is Nia Adefiu, and I'm the founder of Hask Technologies. We are an agri-tech company that manufactures agricultural machinery and robotics, as well as provides software solutions, and we specialize in cocoa post-harvest technology. So our journey began during our market research in Gosu, where we met Auntie Mary. She's a 45-year-old cocoa farmer who wants to expand her farm to 10 acres so she can make more money to provide a better life and education for her kids. She also aspires to live a very happy and stress-free life. However, though, she's frustrated by injuries while she's cutting the cocoa pods with cutlasses and wooden sticks. She's also frustrated by spinal injuries when bending down for long hours and cutting her cocoa pods. But worst of it all is the high cost of farm labor. Therefore, she relies on her kids to involve in this hazardous activity. Unfortunately, these frustrations aren't just peculiar to Auntie Mary. So according to ARPN Journal, about 75% of farmers suffer from various hazards and injuries. Also, 77% of cocoa farmers rely on high labor for pod breaking. However, there's competition from other sectors leading to a shortage and higher cost of labor. Our solution to this problem is quite simple. So it's a solar lithium-powered automatic mobile cocoa pod breaking machine that separates the cocoa beans from the husk and placenta, thereby increasing productivity by over 700%, reducing the need for labor by over 85%, and totally eliminating farm hazards. So this is how it works. So the farmer hears about a cocoa pod machine from the cooperative union. The farmer then books a service with the local cooperative union. The machine is transported to the farm site. The farmer gets the service and then pays for it. After which, we collect the cocoa pod waste, which is then processed into organic manure. So, with our groundbreaking technology, which makes it the fastest among our competitors, our machine has the capacity to break over 7,000 pods per hour. It's also designed such that it can fit into the bucket of a tricycle or a boboya. Therefore, it can easily maneuver through different farm terrains. It's being powered by solar or lithium batteries, which makes it very sustainable. And then best of it all is that it's very easy to operate, build, and maintain as well. So according to Cocoa Post, the cocoa market is valued at 9 billion and 2 billion for Africa and Ghana respectively. We are targeting the Sunafun North Cocoa Cooperative with a membership of over 30,000 who make up 1% of this market. So our target market are cocoa cooperative unions, farm machinery owners, and then middle income investors who want to diversify their business portfolio. Our go-to-market strategy is quite simple. It's direct marketing to our cocoa cooperative unions, product exhibitions at this farmer communities, and TV and radio ads at villages as well. So we primarily make money from the sale of our machines, spare parts, and repairs and maintenance services. But we also make money from selling of our waste cocoa pods and then from the charging of the lithium matrix. Our pricing strategy has an innovative model where we use a lease to own or a work and pay model where smallholder or low-income farmers who cannot afford machines can acquire machines and rent it out to farmers and then pay back in installments. With this model, women like Auntie Mary will be able to afford our machines, and then also we'll be promoting the SDG of decent work, and zero poverty among farmers as well. So with this, our goal is to sell 20 units in our first year and then 2,000 units by the 5th year. With this, because our machine requires 2 operators, we are projecting that we could create about 4,000 direct jobs within this period, and also make about $100,000 within our first year, and then within our 5th year, $10 million at a unit cost of $5,000 per machine, which could actually reduce by half if we're able to build a bigger factory to build at scale. Attraction so far. So we've been through an investment readiness training program with Cosmos Innovation and then MDF West Africa. We've also been able to raise about $20,000 in pre-seed funding from Care International, and then the South Family Foundation. Currently, in the Orange Corners program, where we'll be accessing about 50,000 euros in debt financing to help us get to the next stage of our business. So far, we've also built 3 prototypes of our cocoa pod breaking machine. We also have an app that helps farmers monitor their soil and moisture nutrients, as well as forecast weather and pest and disease incidents, as well, that we are yet to launch. And then quite recently, we also built a prototype of a robotic weed mower to be used for weeding commercial farms. That is yet to also to be launched. So far, we've received about 200 units worth about $800,000 worth of machines from the Sunafo North Cooperative. We also have a letter of intent from an organic manure manufacturer to supply them with cocoa pods. And then we also have an MOU with an Indian software firm that is helping us to provide software services to cocoa to farmers. So our team has over 30 years combined experiences in agronomy, commercial farming, product development, business development. Myself, I have experience in running early stage startups in Ghana, Kenya, and Sierra Leone. Elom over there has built a Gary processing plant. He designed our cocoa pod breaking machine and currently builds robotic ionic arms. And Sarah, who is our CEO, also has her own successful rice brand and brings upon a top-notch business acumen. Now, why are we doing this now? So, over 100 years of farming cocoa in Ghana, our product is non-existent on the market, so this gives us the first market entry advantage. But more importantly, there are estimated over 1.3 million children still involved in child labor, and this will continue to persist if we don't step in now. It's why we're asking you to give us a chance to go to Israel to meet with expertise, network, and learn from there, so we can come back and transform the cocoa industry in Ghana. Thank you.
All right, so let's hear from our judges. We have Mr. Ashwin Ravichandran. He's with Mest Africa. Mr. Solomon Eje is the president of the Ghana Startup Network. Mr. Makafui Ewuku is founder and CEO of Macintosh Africa. And they will be joined by Her Excellency Shlomit Sufa, who is an Israeli ambassador to Ghana, and then Auntie Esther.
Hi, John. So I have a few questions for you. You mentioned that the unit cost of the product is $5,000, but how much is the product in terms of the sales price?
No, I meant a unit will cost.
How much is it? How much is the product? I mean, if somebody wants to buy it.
No, that's the selling price actually.
$5,000.
Yes,
and who are your customers?
The Cocoa Cooperative Union. Sunafo not Cocoa Cooperative Union specifically.
So you are not selling to the individual farmers. You want to sell to the union.
Yes,
is that
please.
It?
Yes, please.
You want to sell to the union.
Yes, please.
Okay. And then the app. You know, most of the demographics of cocoa farmers, where they are, is it that advisable that if you want to provide an intervention for them, using an app is the best way?
So the app is, the users are farmers, but our customers are developmental agencies.
Okay. So they are going to be buying it and supporting the
Yes, we'll be providing them with data from
cooperatives with it.
Yes.
Okay. I was hoping you'd have brought the prototype.
It's a big machine.
It's big. You said it could fit in an aboboya, so I was thinking it would have been easy to bring it. I would have loved to see it. Anyway, thank you.
John, thanks a lot for that presentation.
Thank you.
I think I really like the traceability side of things more than actually even the hardware, right? Because it's less cost intensive. People are always now talking about, I think, quality maintenance, etc. So I don't know if you know, but a few years ago there was another company which started out of KICA, which was doing tractor on rentals. It's called Total Tractor.
Yeah, tractor.
right? So again, I've worked with them very closely over the last like 6-7 years.
Okay.
One of the things which we had found out was that most cooperative unions cannot even afford to buy what you're selling at $5,000.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah. Is there a rental model?
Yeah, I did mention in the
Okay,
in the
because
pitch that will
Okay.
be
And how
offering
much does it cost per day for renting?
So it's not. So the rental model is more like a work and pay model. So we give out the machines to the cooperative union. Let's say we give them 100 units, and then they rent it out to their farmers. And then while they make money from the rental, they pay us back in installments. Yeah.
Okay, but then you're still taking the risk.
Yeah. So as time goes on, we'll be partnering with some banks to help us roll out this.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
All right, John, I think this is great innovation personally, as a son of a farmer, a cocoa farmer, I should say. I mean, I could appreciate the impact this could make to the farmers. But like Ashwin mentioned earlier on, if the service is going to sit with the cooperatives, I don't know how the role that you play after I get to the cooperative to ensure that it gets to the ground and then get the job done the way it's supposed to be done. In terms of maintenance and other things, I don't know if you're going to have training for those who's going to use the machine on the ground, or you have a member of your team that will go with them and all that. Again, various cocoa farmers, everybody have where their farms are. So I don't know how you're going to move the machine from farm A to farm B. Or are they going to move their produce to where you are stationed for you to, I don't know, I'm just trying to get that clear. Secondly, what is your ask and what exactly will it be used for?
Okay, thank you very much. So to begin with, I don't know if you saw the video slide, but the machine actually fits into a tricycle, into the buckets of an aboboya. So that makes it very mobile that can be taken to any of the farms. Yes, and then to the second question, what my ask is, basically I think the price win for this this event is to go to Israel. So basically, we all know Israel is the hub of innovation. So I'm looking for an opportunity to meet with industry experts and network, meet with potential investors, people basically that could help us come up with much more state-of-the-art technology that we can bring back here in Ghana, implement and truly transform the cocoa industry as a company envision to do. Yeah.
Well, so I think you didn't respond to the other question I asked about maintenance and other things. Because I mean, while the machine go to the field, in case you develop a fault, who fix it? Are you going to get a member of your team to go along all those things since you are giving the machine out and you are not going to be involved directly with the daily operations?
Yeah, so as part of our revenue model, I did mention that repairs and maintenance service was part of what we were doing. So at this stage, it's a bit too early to state exactly we'll be offering those services. But the least I could do is partner with Gratis. It's a Gratis Foundation to support in providing the repairs and maintenance services within the various farming communities.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, John, for a very interesting presentation. I like the novelty of your development, your idea. I have one question at this point, and that is, how do you plan, or what is your business plan of training, be it the cocoa board or the cooperatives or the farmers themselves, on their acquaintance with the app that they're going to use?
My main pitch is actually about the cocoa pod breaking machine, but with the app we are yet to launch it, so we are still doing a little bit of market research on that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
John, I was happy to see that you used Auntie Maggie to tell your story.
Thank you.
I'd like to know what the response
of the Auntie Maggies you've encountered has been? How have they found your equipment? What do they say?
It's, to be honest, the average cocoa farmer is quite excited about our technology. We've had overwhelming acceptance of the machine, and they are much looking forward to have more of the machine on their farms. The challenge we have now is also due to demand. We are rather trying to build a facility to be able to supply more machines at a time. So that's what we are focusing on at the moment, trying to raise as much funds as possible so we can build a facility and start mass production. But if we didn't truly have demand for this, we wouldn't have gotten the request from the cooperative union, because they are very large cooperative, and as I stated in our market, in our slide, they make about $21 million annually. So for them to make pre-orders for our machine, it shows like a high demand for and need for our product. Yeah, thank you.
I was just looking for something that an Auntie Maggie may have said to you. You said it's been overwhelming.
Yeah.
But tell me one thing.
So we did our testing somewhere in October last year, and with the farmers that we did a testing with, the response that they had was that they really appreciate the effort we put in to coming up with a solution for their problem. They were quite excited that we were thinking about them enough to want to build a solution that will help them. So one interesting thing that actually happened was that on the day we were supposed to do the testing, we delayed. So we were supposed to get in the morning, but we got there late, around 5 p.m. And most of the farmers left, but there were a few farmers who actually stayed around just to have a glimpse of the machine. So that showed us like how much they truly needed or wanted or were expecting us to provide them with that solution. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
John Adefio of Haas Technologies, all the best to you. Just so you know, whoever wins this competition will be rewarded with a fully paid trip to Israel, where they can participate in industry-related conferences and meetings and learn best practices to grow their business. Next, we have Portia Damba of Poducare. Let's welcome Portia. Portia, you have 15 minutes. All the best.
Hello everyone, I'm Portia Dumba and I am the founder of Poducare Enterprise. Poducare is a social enterprise which is dedicated to the production of organic butter and other sharp products in order to provide ready market for local sharp producers, add economic value to sharp trees, and empower women economically. Did you know that the shea industry is a major source of livelihood for over 2 million households in northern Ghana and has the potential of alleviating poverty and creating sustainable jobs? However, despite the huge market size in the shea industry, local shea producers do not get their rightful share as a result of their inability to produce and package the butter to meet the market demand. In effect, they end up burning down the shea tree as an alternative source of income because they need to survive with their families, whilst others travel to urban cities to seek for non-existing greener pastures. The quest to help address this challenge birthed Poducare. Meet Mrs. Dakra. She is one of the women we encountered facing similar challenge. She is a mother of 6 children and her major source of livelihood is through the sales of this butter. There are a number of times with this small quantity, she has to go to the market on 6 consecutive times before she can make sales. Meanwhile, she needs to survive. So sometimes the other alternative is for her to go into the charcoal business by burning down the tree. if people like Mrs. Dakra are not provided with the opportunity and the needed support, the shea industry and the trees in northern Ghana will be cut down, which will affect vegetation, and in the long run, the climate will be affected. As a way of solving this problem, Podicare form women groups, and we bring together women like Mrs. Dakra, we empower them with skills and capacity building to enable them produce the butter to meet the market demand. Aside that, we purchase the butter at premium prices from them, and we also pre-finance to enable them produce the butter in large quantities. Together with the butter we get from them, we've been able to package the butter in different sizes. So we have some in 25 kgs, and the list is what I have on the table. So everybody, regardless of your budget, you'll be able to get something. Because we want to expand the shea market, we've been able to come up with shea pomade with natural oils which are produced from the raw butter. Aside that, we've also come up with shea body lotion which is produced from the raw butter. And all these are done in collaboration with women like Mrs. Dakra, so they can see the value in the shea industry. According to the Aligned Market Research, the shea industry stands at 2.07 billion Ghana cedis. With the needed resources and support, we'll be able to get 5% of this share, and we are targeting wholesalers, retailers, individuals, cosmetic industries, so we will be able to expand the market and reach this target market. We generate revenue from the direct sales of the organic butter and also from the sales of the butter we've added value to, which is the raw butter, which is the shea pomade, and then the lotion. We also get tokens from trainings of people who like our services. We also generate sales from the shea nut and also the chaff. That's the waste from producing the butter. Our production process aligns with the SDG Goal 1, which is no poverty, quality education, and climate change. We've also protected shea trees, and by our production, shea producers have seen the value and the importance of keeping these trees other than burning them into charcoal. Our activities have increased the sales revenue of local shea producers by 15%, and we have also employed young people in the production process. We've trained over 500 widows and youth in my community, not in the shea, but in other skill training, because there are some of them who are not in the shea industry and they have nothing doing. So their main job is to also cut it down or just direct people to bend the trees. So we saw the need to give them something doing. So I have skills in soap making. I train them. Of which currently some have started it as a business, so the trees are protected. As coming from a community where period poverty is real, as young girls stay off school during their period and others too do not go to school because of educational materials, part of the profit we make from the sales are used to provide educational materials and sanitary towel for the less privileged. And so far we've been able to reach 445 students. We have over 850 customers, 5 partners, and our activities have preserved over 50 acres of land in the Savannah region with over 180 shea trees protected. Now, in 2021, when I started this with my savings, we were able to get $550 from the production process. And in 2022, we were able to get $160. With this terrain, by 2025, we will be able to raise $25,000. And we are not the only people in this industry. But what makes us stand out is that we are motivated by impact. We are impact driven. And we also have variety of shea products so customers can have options to choose from. The only thing that makes us at fault is we don't have a well-established processing factory because I started with my savings. So we depend on the cooperative homes of the women I work with and a small office space I've been able to secure in the Savannah region. I am the founder of Podicare Enterprise, and Baka Reina is a general manager. He helps in social media marketing, and Afisa also has over 6 years experience in marketing and sales. We partner with Asas Packaging, who are located in Accra here, because it's hard to get packaging in the northern region. So sometimes they support us with the necessary packaging so that we'll be able to package the butter to meet the demand of other customers. So we market it on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. We also partner with Tondari. They have experience in the shire industry, so they come together with my experience. We train the women with the skills on the things they need to do so that the butter comes out as clean as it's expected. And also, Vita Design supports us with innovative and nice design so we'll be able to attract more customers. We are asking for $15,000, and this is how it is going to be used. We are going to invest $5,000 in processing factory. Like I said earlier, currently I depend on the cooperative homes of these share processors, and a small office space have been able to secure in the Savannah region. $5,000 will also be invested in share plantation. One may ask, why share plantation? Early this year, the women were not able to produce, and together with myself, because with my research, I realized that during the share season, aggregators go in, buy almost everything from the women at cheaper prices, and after 3-4 months, they sell it back for about 300% interest, of which the women sometimes are not able to buy. So they sell it out. So I thought it wise to start the share plantation. And with a manual from Global Share Alliance, currently we have about 100 share seedlings we are working on. And we are also hoping that with the right resources by next year, we'll be able to get over 2 hectares of share plantation to replace the cut down trees and also ensure the continuity of the share industry. We also invest $200 in raw materials for the cosmetics because of where I'm located. Sometimes we can get orders and we don't have the right materials. But with these funds, we will be able to buy raw materials in bulk so that whatever the quantity or whatever the order, we will be able to deliver on time. And we also want to invest $2,000 in researching so that we'll be able to come up with more innovative products from the share butter, so we'll be able to expand the market, and these women will get more resources so they will have a reason to keep their trees. We will also invest $1,000 in marketing and sales so we can expand our market. Remember, Podicare Enterprise is a social enterprise, and so whatever investment that goes in it goes a long way to impact a lot of lives. Thank you.
Please, let's stick to the 15 minutes so that we'll be able to wrap up on time. So hear from our judges.
Hi, Portia. So that was an impressive presentation. I love the product. You've done a lot already. So I have a few questions for you. So if you get to win and you go to Israel, you're going to have access to expertise, one, and access to innovations. How are you going to leverage on that opportunity? What are you going to try to get from the trip? Okay. Can you tell me about that?
So it is one of the reasons why I applied for this. I believe there's a lot that can be done with the share, and I don't have all the knowledge. And with my research, I know Israel, the number of experts and people who have like brilliant ideas that can help me and also help the women. So when I go there, I'm going to tap into the knowledge of these experts. So I will be able to produce better and also bring more innovative products so we can expand the share market, save more share trees, and also ensure that the women have revenue.
All right, tell me a bit about your factory space. What type of equipment and installations do you use for your production?
Okay, so currently we have a chamber and hall space, and where we store some of the nuts in one of the rooms, and then the other part is where we keep some of this product. But we don't have a processing machine ourselves. It is one which is located in the community where everybody uses. And there are a number of times you go there and they'll tell you it has broken down. So the women have to walk kilometers to the next village to go and grind. So I'm a professional teacher, and sometimes after school, I join them in the community so that we can pound it in mortar and pestle so that the production can be done.
Okay, finally, tell me a bit about how you source your raw materials. Tell me a bit about the value chain of sourcing your raw materials.
Okay. Please, is it the butter?
Yes, for the products you make.
Okay.
Tell me a bit about the process you go through to source your raw materials for your products.
Okay. So mostly the share is between May and August. That's the share season. So during that season, it's always in the bush. So we wear protective clothes, we go into the bush and pick the nuts. So after coming back, we send them to a safe place, parboil it so that any chemical or any bacteria that have gone inside can come out. Then we dry it. And one thing about the nuts is that when it's dried, it can be stored for like 2 years without going bad. So we preserve it and then we use it for the production process. So one of the rooms where we store the nuts, we have demarcated the place into two. So we pound the nut outside, and during the kneading and the other process, we cannot be done outside, so that does not go inside. We come inside the room, do it, and after everything is done, I send it to the other room so I can add value together with other women and come up with the pomade, the lotion, and also package the butter in different sizes, pouches, boxes, so that people can pick it.
Thank you, Portia, for very interesting, inspiring even presentation, and so far for work well done.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about the novelty of the products. There are many products made out of shea butter in many stores and markets in Ghana. So what makes your products special and a novelty?
Okay, so what makes Body Care product special is we use, especially with the pomade and the lotion, we use just raw oils. The carrot oil, I process it myself. I grate it, I dry it, I extract the oil myself to be sure of what I'm using for the production. Because there are a number of times, some will write, we use this, we use that, but when you trace the root, you realize that they are adding other chemicals. So to make sure my product stands out, so I'll be able to expand the market like I want, so the women will get market. I ensure the products I'm producing are of quality, and I extract the oil myself. So when you buy my own and you buy from somewhere, you will see the difference. And once you see the difference, definitely you come back to me.
Portia, that's a good one there. Quick one for me. I saw a QR code on this product.
Yeah.
I tried to scan, but nothing shows up. I don't know if it's just for design or it's actually working.
It's working.
Well, you may need to check it out.
Yes, please.
So that if anybody scan it, it's easy. I mean, ease of access is key. So if people find it difficult to assess what you've put on your product, become difficult, and it's you know, the trust issues. I mean, it starts raising trust issues when they cannot get what you stated that they can get in your product. So just check it out. My quick recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Portia, thank you for a great presentation. I have no questions.
Thank you.
Portia, Aiko,
Yeah,
now I'd like you to reconcile two statements that you made. You said Mrs. What's her name?
Dakra.
Mrs. Dakra goes to the market with her products and sits there for many days, many hours, without anybody coming to buy.
Yeah.
But then you also say that you train them to meet market demand.
Yeah.
What market demand are you talking about?
Okay.
Because if they go and sit there and nobody is coming, then where's the demand?
Yes. So in my problem statement, I mentioned that it is because of how they package the product and also the quality, because of where they are stationed. If somebody is in Accra and wants to buy butter from Mrs. Dakra, the person cannot reach Mrs. Dakra because even where the community is, there's no network. Mrs. Dakra does not even have a smartphone. So even if she has a good product, you can't reach her. So I said, Ghana is not even being able to meet the share demand. So that was the reason why I decided to probe further and see why is it that the market is so big, Ghana is not being able to meet it, and yet these people are not getting market. And one thing you should know is that in northern Ghana, most women double as breadwinners. So once the woman is not getting something for herself, it's affecting the children. You go to school, students will come, they don't have sandals, some don't have books, and they've seen no reason coming to school, so you see them walking around. And one of the reasons why my profit is used to purchase educational materials for people who roam around, and I believe that as the business goes on and the women, their revenue is increased, they will be able to take care of this case, and this problem will be solved, not only the market. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Portia. Next, we have Judith Akwete of Agri Makeup. Judith Akwete.
Hello everyone, I'm Judith Akwete, production lead at Agri Makeup, where we transform organic waste into feed, fertilizer, and cash. And here's our story, a very simple, short one. Now my colleague who is in your midst, his name is Luther. He started his own pig farm after his undergraduate studies. Now, I was a beneficiary because I enjoyed pork from his pigs very well. And I enjoyed with my family. And one thing that stood out for me was that it was very affordable. But then one day, Luther came to me informing me that he has to shut down his venture. And upon inquiry, I realized that it was due to the high cost of feed. Now, Luther isn't the only one that was forced to shut down his venture. And the reason why I started is to tell you that we are transforming organic waste into feed, fertilizer, and cash using the insects that is displayed on your screen. In the Ashanti region, 250 piggeries shut down over the cost of production. Now, the pig industry is not the only industry being plagued by this. The poultry as well as the fish. 70% of poultry farms on the verge of collapse as poultry feed rises by 300% in 2 years. Feed shortage threatens Ghana's poultry industry. Northern regional poultry on the verge of collapse over feeding cost. Now, the Ghanaian farmer reported that 90% of fish farms along the Volta Lake alone had to collapse, and all this is attributed to the high cost of feed. Now, the high cost of input is threatening sustainability of all these industries. I think that a few years ago, feed alone contributed to 60% of the input cost. But now, feed alone is contributing over 80% to the input cost. At Agri Makeup, we are leveraging on the technology of the black soldier fly. Now, the black soldier fly is a very unique insect such that it is able to transform organic waste into fertilizer in just 14 days. Now, while doing this, in the process, it builds up protein biomass. Now, this protein has the same amino acid profile as the fish meal. Now, how this works is very simple. Now, we aggregate waste, organic waste in various forms. And then we transport this organic waste to our production center, where we treat the waste. After treating the waste, we introduce or we inoculate the waste using the eggs that we harvest from the fly, which we feed to about 5 days, where we refer to them as 5-day-olds. After this, we leave the waste with the inoculum for about 14 days, by which time the larvae is ready to be harvested, where we separate the larvae from the organic fertilizer, after which we sanitize and dry, and after that, we end up with the protein meal. This is what it looks like at the end of it. Now, it will surprise you to know that this protein meal has a very same taste as fish powder or shrimp. You can compare the taste and you'll get the same thing. Now, what we intend to do, or what we are doing as AgriMakeUp, is to set up various facilities across the country to transform community-generated organic waste into feed and fertilizer. Now, these facilities will double as training centers where we will train farmers in producing their own larvae in small scale. Now, the value that the protein meal, which is the larvae, offers is that it is high in protein and affordable. It is also easily digestible by the animals, pigs, poultry, and fish. Now, it has a balanced nutritional profile with vitamins, fats, and minerals. It also improves immunity in the animals, and as well is sustainable and environmentally friendly. The organic fertilizer is a nutrient-rich composition. It has beneficial microbial activity, and it releases nutrients slowly, which allows the crops to absorb them. It also enriches the soil and environmentally friendly as well as climate friendly. Now, the BSF larvae has the same or is comparable to fish meal and soybean. Now, the BSF larvae has a complete amino acid profile as compared to soybean. It has 0 anti-nutritional factors. And let me ask this, can you imagine harvesting fish from the sea and feeding them back to fish? This doesn't sound sustainable. For the organic fertilizer, it is ready within just 2 weeks as compared to the traditional way of composting. It is easy to produce. It requires a smaller space, which takes advantage of vertical space where you can produce large tons in just a small space. It is as well sustainable and it's easy to access. Now, some of the products that we have on the market include the organic fertilizer, the protein meal, and very soon we are looking at coming up with our own fish feed. We as well offer operational consultancy as well as facility design and setup for farmers. We offer hands-on and technical training as well as mentorship. Now, we generate revenue through the sale of our organic fertilizer and the protein meal. We as well generate revenue through shared revenues such as partnering with farms. We also generate income from trainings, field support and consultancy, as well as the sale of breeding units. Now, we have been able to operationalize a second facility just this quarter. We've been able to train 15 farmers in black soldier fly farming. We transformed over 20 tons of waste. We've helped 8 farms, we supported 8 farms in setting up their own black soldier fly facility. We've secured a 5-acre land in the eastern region. We've employed 6 full-time staff. We are currently a member of the Chamber of Aquaculture Ghana, where we exhibited this year. We've raised over $50,000 in equity-free funding. Just like I mentioned earlier, just this quarter, we've operationalized a second facility. We are also looking at launching the organic fertilizer in the last quarter of this year. In 2024, we are looking at operationalizing 10 satellite facilities nationwide. We are also looking at breaking into West Africa by setting up a facility in either Liberia or Nigeria. In 2025 and 2026, we are looking at constructing a high-capacity production facility at Suhum and launching commercial feed product lines. Our processes support SDGs 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, and 15. But specifically, our processes support SDG 13 in that the larvae, due to its conversion ability, it's able to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It helps promote circular economy and reduces land and water use because it is resource efficient. For our organic fertilizer, it reduces the use of chemical fertilizers, which we are all aware of their harmful effects on the environment. It is climate resilient, or it promotes climate resilient agriculture and reduces carbon footprint. In conclusion, I would like to say that we should all come on board to promote a sustainable future. Thank you.
Okay. Judith, right? Yes. Okay. That was a good presentation. So you mentioned that input costs are at about 80% of the operational cost of these farms. So the innovation you have, how much reduction does it bring to that 80% figure?
50%.
So,
50.
So that would be...
so I think that I did not mention, but then when I said feed, yes contributes 80% to the input cost. But in the feed, 65% of it is protein. So with this protein, it is able to reduce that.
So you mean that the farmers can reduce their input cost to about 30%?
Yes,
correct?
exactly.
That's if the benefit is up to 50%.
Yes.
And then what innovations and machines do you need to run a business? Like, can you explain that component?
Okay. Yes, please. Like I mentioned, we use organic waste we transform organic waste into protein biomass and organic fertilizer. Now, the innovation we are using is that instead of traditionally just producing the larvae for farmers, what we are looking at, like I mentioned in the strategy, is to partner or help train farmers in setting up their own facilities.
But what machines do you use in
in the process?
That's what I'm
okay,
interested
so
in.
we use after getting the larvae to the 14 days when it's ready for harvesting, we will need a harvester to separate the larvae from the frass produced from the.
How do you grow the larvae?
Okay, so like I mentioned, we inoculate organic waste with the eggs from the black soldier fly larvae.
So, not the process, the infrastructure. I want to understand that component.
Okay. So I should take you through the.
No, just briefly explain that component. I want to understand that properly.
Okay, so this is how everything goes.
Where do you get the? So where do you get the fly from?
The fly we trap from the wild. All you need is anything.
What's the name of the fly?
Black soldier fly.
Where do you find them?
You can trap them in the wild. They are attracted to decomposing stuff.
How do you trap them?
You set up a trap, a bait, example. You set up a bait, either using fruit waste, vegetable waste, poultry waste, whatever waste at all, and just set it up.
So what you are holding in your hand, how many flies do you need to get that?
Let me explain. Now, this is the end product. So like I said, the insect goes through a cycle. Now, this is just one part of the cycle that we are using as protein feed. Now, one insect can lay about 400 eggs. Now, out of that 400 eggs, that is what we will use to get this larvae.
Okay. Now, my final question. Food waste, sourcing food waste is a complicated matter. Okay. Globally, 1/3 of the food produced goes to waste, even though people are still hungry. I work in the waste sector, and even sourcing plastic waste is complicated. Food, it starts to get rotten, it starts to produce maggots. So how are you sourcing the food waste sustainably and from where? And how does it move from the source to your end, and how is it processed? Can you explain that?
Okay. So currently, it's food waste. What we use is vegetables, fruits, and poultry waste. I mean pig waste, like their manure after they, their manure. So we are not currently using food waste. What we are using is fruits and then vegetable waste. Now for the fruits and vegetable waste, we get them from local market. And for the poultry or the pig waste, we get them from farms owned by farmers operating their own facilities. So we go there, we place barrels, or we give them stuff that they can collect the waste into. After a while, we just go there, pick it, carry it back to our facility, treat it, and then after 14 days, we have our larvae. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
Extremely interesting.
Thank you.
Very well presented.
Thank you.
Really a lot of information and well done.
Thank you.
One question though, how many years are you already in this business that you were able to come so far?
Thank you. So we've been in business for about 2 years now. 2 years now. Yes, please.
So for the entire 2 years, can you quantify how much have you made from sales revenue for the last 2 years?
Okay, so we've made 12,000 cedis in sales.
12,000 cedis.
12,000.
What have you used this money for?
Okay. So we've used to acquire equipment in our production. We've also used some in taking care of the wages of employees, as well as going through standardization process and other stuff. Yeah.
My key interest is, are you able to make sales?
Yes, please.
In terms of sustainability,
yes.
Is there demand for your market?
Okay.
And what is the profit margin like when you make any sales?
Okay, so for the first part, we are able to make sales. Like I mentioned in the presentation, we are not only making sales from selling the larvae, we are also making sales by partnering with farms, helping them set up their own facility. Because like I mentioned, the issue is not only faced by the pig industry, it's also an issue in the poultry and the fish industry. So we have quite a number of people who are interested only to buy from us, but also to have their own facility. So we are also able to sell to them infrastructure material that they can use to set up. Yes, please. So it's not only the larvae that we are selling. We are also we are offering trainings. We offer trainings for people looking at setting up, and through these trainings we get some revenue. We also offer consultancy for those who have already started, those who have already set up, that they can come to us whenever we can offer them the services that we have. Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that presentation. It was a really interesting presentation. When your
Thank
partner handed this out, I was going to eat them initially first, though. But
you should
I'm glad I didn't. Typically, it's like, I think like whenever you work in this industry, right, I believe that 60% of your effort relies on branding, right?
Branding.
About how you're closely connecting with the farmer. Like, I think what you're trying to do is extremely noble and probably the first of its kind in Ghana, so kudos to that. But I'm really struggling to understand, like, what does branding look like for a product like this? What does packaging look like for a product like this, right? Those two questions first. Can you also typically describe a sales process, right? Who do you sell to? Are you selling to the middlemen who we all know who exist? Who are the reason who are causing 80% of the feed price to be that high? You understand? All the inputs in Ghana are managed by middlemen. Distributors and manufacturers are to reach customers directly. They have middlemen who hold the fertilizers or inputs wait for a couple of seasons, and then they hike up the price, right? So I really want to understand your sales and distribution cycle, while also understanding a little bit of your branding and packaging as well.
Thank you. So please, I'll start with the branding question first. So with branding, now this is not typically how we will package our product, but then maybe due to certain little things, that's also happening. But ideally, we have 1 kg, we have 5 kg, we have 20 kg. So those are the various sizes that our packages come in. And we have proper packaging materials or, proper materials for all the various products that we have. Okay. So please, I would like to hand over to... okay. All right, no problem.
Because this directly falls in my area of expertise. So what we are currently facing is an extreme demand. So what's happening is that even in the process of producing the larvae, farmers are even pre-financing, paying for it. So they can't even wait for you to finish processing or finish packaging it. Because once they are getting the product, they are giving it straight to their farmers. So for example, I visited a farm last month, and the farmer can no more afford feed. So he's just left his fishes. Whatever they get, they should eat. So such a farmer is not looking at what kind of packaging it is coming in. But downstream the process, we are looking at the packaging. That's why we had some designs for. So we are still in the process. Now, Mr. Wisdom is here. He's from one of the biggest fish feed companies in Ghana. And we've already had conversations with him. He's interested in partnering with us for farmers to produce this on large scale for him. So it's a very integral process for him. So he's here. I think I want to acknowledge him as well. So it's a very important process for him. He's also a potential end user. Oh, okay. At the moment, we are in the process to get it done too. Pardon me?
Can you describe a typical sales process?
Oh, it's a typical sales process. So we currently have orders in place. So what we do is that once a farmer places an order, the farmer is added to the wait list. And then we expand our production processes to accommodate their demand. And then once we produce that, we dry them. We have plain sacks for them currently. We are still developing the packaging. So they pick it up at our facility. We let them know that, oh, this week your product will be ready. We dry them, we package them, and then they pick it up.
All right, so for me, I think, like Ashwin just said, should have addressed the question directly. It looked like you are beating around the bush. Issue of branding. If you claim that farmers are waiting for the product, and so they can't wait for you to brand it, I don't think Mama here is waiting for the product, so you couldn't brand it to present Mommy the way it's supposed to be presented. All right? So, I mean, branding is key. You could see a packaging there. You buy because of the packaging.
Yeah.
First and foremost, before you even check what is inside, the packaging attracts you.
Exactly.
Okay. So, for me, I think that your response to the packaging that made it look like it is not so essential, I think that was wrong. Packaging is very key, and you must take it as important as possible, no matter who is waiting for the product. And again, I don't know what your plans are to move perhaps beyond those who are chasing you now for the market. I'm sure there are other people out there. There's a big market, even around the continental free trade area, that you can trade distance beyond Ghana. And I don't think that the farmer in Nigeria or in Cote d'Ivoire, you go to them and say, because they are waiting, there shouldn't even be any contact or even sticker on it. That, for me, I think is wrong. So please take note and address that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Apologies.
Hello. You painted such a gloomy picture at the beginning, and at the end, I didn't hear a nice story. Do you understand me? Because you introduced us to a problem, and you gave us a lot of headlines that convinced me that, yeah, they've seen a problem. Then you tell us what you did, but I didn't in the end see any headlines saying, yeah, they hit the problem and have solved it, and this is how it's impacting the various stakeholders or constituents.
I'm sorry, I did not paint the picture clearly, but then I think, okay, I'm sorry, but our solution...
Please don't be sorry.
Yes, please.
Just tell us.
Okay, all right. So our solution lies in the black soldier fly. So the larvae of the black soldier fly is able to transform...
So you've told us the solution. You haven't told us what impact has been made. He touched on it a little bit, but you know, you come and tell us there's a problem, we have a solution. I want to hear from the end user that they think that you have solved the problem.
I want to add that so in her presentation she mentioned that so far we have also been able to train 15 farmers and then help 5 of them set up their own small-scale larvae production unit. Now, the challenge is that there are a lot of farmers in the space. And one of the reasons why our model centers around building satellite facilities is that the needs or the demand is very high as compared to what we've been able to do so far. It's just like a drop in the ocean. And so there's not been much change to what is in the headlines. And that is one of the reasons why we are here. We intend that by leveraging on this trip, there's a company in Israel called Freezem. Now, what Freezem does is that instead of getting farmers to go through the entire cycle of producing the larvae, what they do is that they sell just the eggs to the larvae. So they grow the eggs in large quantities using some processes like cryopreservation and a few other technologies. By doing that, they're able to sell the eggs at a very affordable price for the breeding, for factories or for the farmers. And what they do is that they only add that to the organic waste. And then after the 14 days, they harvest from there. And when the addition is done well, the harvesting is very easy. You can just do it with a sieve. And so it helps the farmers obtain the larvae easily. It helps us produce more eggs, reach many more farmers. And with our community strategies, we'll be able to reach farmers in many communities across the country and across West Africa. So that instead of just selling the finished product of the larvae, we'll be able to help the farmers obtain that for themselves while selling the finished products to the big fish production companies, pig feed companies, and the rest.
All the best, Judith. Just so you know, Judith and her team use 30 minutes of our time. Meanwhile, you have just 15 minutes. So 15 minutes includes the questions. So please, our other 3 competitors, be crisp-tailed, straight to the point, so you can have enough time for the questions. Yes. So I'll give you 7 minutes for the presentation, and then the other will be used for the questions. Please, are we all clear? We are good, right? Okay. So the next we have Lawson Buabasa of AgroGuard. AgroGuard, yes. Lawson Buabasa of AgroGuard. So Lawson, you have 7 minutes for your presentation, and the other 7 minutes is for the questions. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Lawson Buabasa, a second-year computer science and engineering student of the University of Mines and Technology, and I'm very honored to be here. So imagine a world where farmers have access to cutting-edge technology that helps them to overcome the daily issues they face on their farms. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and mobile applications work together to present or serve our farmers, especially our local farmers. Yeah, so basically, these are the team of geniuses that came together to make AgroGuard possible. I would skip that for the sake of time. So AgroGuard is basically a farming solution which combines the power of artificial intelligence, IoT, that's Internet of Things, and mobile applications to deliver services to farmers. What we do is we've built an IoT robot that navigates through the farm, gathering data like soil moisture, soil nutrient, and plant health. This data is being processed by our AI model, and the data is later presented to the farmer in a comprehensive manner. So basically, that's what AgroGuard does. We believe that in doing this, it will in turn boost crop harvest or crop yield. So we targeted certain problems in building AgroGuard. The first problem we targeted is inconsistency in weather patterns. We realized that there's mostly inconsistency in our weather patterns, especially in the western region. The farmers find it difficult to tell whether there will be rainfall or not, and it hinders their farming activities. The second problem we targeted was frequent plant disease outbreak. Farmers tend to battle this problem. There's always plant disease outbreaks on their farms, which they have to battle, and it reduces production. It reduces production when they harvest their crops. Another issue is poor irrigation system. Most farmers still stick to the traditional methods of irrigating their farms. And sometimes they even over-irrigate their farm, that certain plants that do not need too much water tend to they irrigate their farm in a way that they overdo it. So plants that do not need too much water get too much water are over, and this intends to this disturbs the irrigation process. Sorry for that. And another problem we targeted is improper utilization of fertilizers and pesticides. So the farmers also, with little knowledge on how to use these fertilizers and pesticides, tend to overuse it. This is also another issue. We also have a general issue of low technology adoption. We realize that, especially in Ghana, most farmers do not adopt technology to their farming. So based on all these problems that I've presented, we did a little research and found out that for a farm to be very successful, it depends on three basic conditions. That's the condition of the soil, the condition of the plant itself, and the condition of the immediate environment in the farm. So based on these three conditions, we built AgroGuard. So the first solution we came up with is fetching and presenting data to our farmer. Our robot goes around the farm gathering data like soil moisture, soil health, plant health, and it processes this data, presents it to the farmer in a comprehensive manner on our mobile application. To combat the issue of inconsistency in the weather patterns, we have a feature that's the 24/7 weather forecast in our mobile application. Now, this feature helps farmers to predict whether there will be rainfall or not. And by doing this, they are able to carry out their farming activities easily. We also have the feature called the plant disease detection. Now, with this feature, farmers can easily detect plant diseases on their farm. What they do is they just need to take images or pictures of their plants, and the system would automatically detect the type of disease, and also goes on to tell them that this is how you can solve this disease, or this is how you can eradicate this particular plant disease. So that's another feature we came up with. We also have the disease outbreak alert system. So incorporated into our mobile app, we have an alert system that warns all farmers when there's a disease outbreak. In most cases, when there are disease outbreaks, farmers would have to wait for them to be affected before they know that, okay, there's this disease. But with our system, it alerts all the farmers registered that there is this particular disease, and this is how you can combat it with precautions. We also have automated irrigation. While our robots navigate through the farm, it gathers data like the soil moisture, and this When the system detects that the soil moisture is low, it sends an alert to the farmer that the soil moisture or your farm needs irrigation. Now, all the farmer needs to do is press a button on the mobile app, and it starts to irrigate the farm automatically. We also built a user-friendly mobile app, which I've spoken of, which helps the farmers to control the robot and use the whole system. So we incorporated language translation technology into our mobile app. This is because most of our local farmers can't relate very well with the English language. So by incorporating local language translation, they are able to relate with the system. So we have Chi, Ewe, and Frafa. Our system is able to speak to our farmers in these 3 local dialects. So for the methodology of our system, we utilize 5 basic services in building our system. That's Arduino robotics, which we used in building our robots. We use the Google Firebase for our backend system for the mobile app, Flutter framework for building the actual mobile app. We use MongoDB for our database, and a CNN architecture for the plant disease detection. Now, our project is still available in the prototype state. We built this during an innovation fair back in our school. So it's still available in its prototype state. But in the future, we'd like to expand it and increase its capabilities by expanding the language translation technology. We believe that if we increase the language translation technology to cut across, let's say, 5 languages, at least we can cover most local farmers in the countries. And we'd also like to automate our robot so that it can operate with less or no supervision at all. We'd also like to adopt drone technology so that our robots can take flight when it's needful. Sometimes our robots can't access certain plants, especially the tall plants. So by adopting drone technology, we can overcome that. We'd also like to expand the number of components on the robots, and also upgrade our mobile app to make use of e-commerce and farm management features so that farmers can easily sell and buy their farm products on the app. Now, AgroGuard is very cost effective. We built it with components we found around us, so farmers can easily afford AgroGuard. Okay, I would skip over. We compared AgroGuard to other existing agri technologies, and this is what we came up with. The existing agri technologies do a great job by fetching data and presenting it to the farmer. They tell the farmer, your farm has a soil moisture content of 20, it has a pH content of 11. But in most cases, the farmers don't know what to do with this data, and that's when AgroGuard comes in. So AgroGuard will fetch the data, tell the farmer that with a pH content of 11, maybe you need to reduce the amount of fertilizers you feed to the farm. You need to reduce the amount of pesticides and all that. So AgroGuard kinds of processes this data by not only presenting it to the farmer, it processes it. Another thing is AgroGuard targets all kinds of crop farmers. We don't target only the large-scale farmers. We've thought of our local farmers. That's why we incorporated language translation technology, which is something you won't find in other agri technologies. And another thing is AgroGuard combines all kinds of functionalities for efficient work. We don't only target one area, but we are trying to cover all areas to deliver efficient services to our farmers. So why should a farmer use AgroGuard? The first reason is to boost crop yield exponentially. You'd all agree with me that by using such a product, crop yield could be easily boosted. Another reason is to promote the second sustainable development goal, which targets eradicating hunger. So by providing or boosting crop yield, we can easily feed a large populace. We'd also like to normalize the use of modern technology in agriculture. This is one of my key features. Technology in agriculture is very less, especially in Ghana. So by bringing such technology, we believe that we can make it a norm for the farmers. Here are a few screens from our mobile application. So we have our login screen, the home screen. So on the home screen, the farmer can easily tap a button to scan plants for their plant disease detection. We have farm analytics that delivers data to the farmer. We have the weather report that helps the farmer predict possible rainfall, and so on. And here's the plant disease detection feature. So you can easily take a picture of a healthy tomato leaf and the system will tell you that this is a healthy tomato leaf. Now when you take a picture of a diseased tomato, it will tell you that it will give you the particular disease and go on to give you the cure or solution to that particular disease. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you too for the presentation. So I have a few questions, but I wanted to clarify. What's the demographics of your customers?
Yes, please. Right now, we are targeting all kinds of farmers. But we contacted certain industry individuals, and they told us that our project right now can't be available to the farmers because it's still in this prototype state. So by upgrading it, we can target a large scale.
What's the demographic of your customers? Please just stick to the question. The farmers.
Yes, please. The farmers.
Where are the farmers? The farmers you want to sell to, where are they?
We are targeting all kinds
where
of farmers.
Where are the farmers you want to
Ghana,
sell to?
In Ghana.
No. Where are they in Ghana? Please be specific. Where are they?
Actually, we are targeting farmers.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Yeah.
If you can't answer that question properly, you don't have a product that you can sell to anybody that can solve any problem. First of all, the product is complicated. If you have a complicated product like that, you'd have to have a sustainable model to make it work. If I'm a farmer and I'm in a rural area, I'm using I don't have a smartphone, there's no internet in my place. You're talking about a mobile app. How is that relevant to me? Can you answer that question?
Yes, please. I understand your question. So we'll be targeting middlemen who can actually sell this to farmers, but we would have it in...
So I'm a farmer, I'm in a rural area.
Yes.
I don't have a smartphone. There's no internet. How is the product going to be relevant to me?
Okay, so please, because of the relevance of the project, it will... farmers can purchase this product and use it in, or get someone to help them use the product.
So that's the challenge. That's where the problem is.
I think
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay, don't worry.
Okay.
So this is the problem. The problem is that you have a product for farmers. There's nothing wrong with the product, it's good. But the model is problematic, all right? When you're building apps, there are USSD programs you can use to build. You see the mobile money platform. You don't need a smartphone. That's a relevant platform. It's an app. It's a system. So if it's for rural area farmers, you have to make sure you are using that platform. Otherwise, then it's not going to be relevant to them. Then the second thing is that you have a product that is complicated. You're trying to solve too many problems at the same time. It won't work. For it to work, let's say it will work, you would have to then run it as a service, not a product you sell to the farmers. No rural area farmer will have the time to try and manage something like this that is that complicated. So you rather have to train people to create jobs for them, to be going to the farms, to be doing these services and offering that data for them to make decisions. So you have to get the model right. Do you understand? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a great project, as my big boss have just said. I'll hit again on the target market. All right, there's something called the product market fit. The product is good, but you don't even know who you are selling to directly. You cannot target the entire farmers in Ghana. You must have a focus. Okay? Even if and you want to do farmers in Volta region, what kind of product are they farming on? Is it the maize farmers? Is it cocoa farmers? Is it tomato farmers? You need to have specific target. Look at their needs and address their challenges. But you cannot just say every farmer is your potential market. That can, more like you're producing a vague stuff. And I think you should check that. All right? Take it as a good feedback. Get back, check it again, and then revise the suit. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So who has used this product?
Please, it's a project we built back in school as part of the innovation fair organized by the school. So no one has actually used it. It's a prototype we've built.
So the product is still in the classroom. It's yet to graduate and come into the real world, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best, Lawson. Next, we have Erica Apia of Wobble Technologies. Erica Apia. I'm excited that we have quite a lot of ladies, you know, competing this year. All the best, Erica.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Apia, co-founder of Wobble Technologies. Wobble Technologies is an agricultural technology company that manufactures rice thresher and offer threshing services. So it is every farmer's dream that they make the most of their hard work, that is to be able to sell all their produce without going bad or waste. Wobble Technology comes in to make this dream a reality. So when we say Wobble Technologies, we respond by saying making agriculture easy. This will be my presentation outline. I'll start with the problem we are addressing and I'll end with our team. Allow me to introduce you to Mamia, a 66-year-old smallholder rice farmer with 38 years experience on a 5-piece acre of land. So her major challenge is she threshes her rice manually. Like many other smallholder farmers, they depend on threshing their rice manually, and as a result of that, the rice spends so much time on field, and when milled, the final product is very discolorful, high breakages, and unappealing for any rice lover. As a result, they earn very little revenue. So the solution we are offering is we've built a multi-stage rice thresher, which we take to the farmer's field and we offer threshing services. At the end of the threshing services, this is the outcome, and when milled, this is how the rice looks. How we started. So we actually started as a project. My co-founders and I, when we were in second year at the university, we decided to address an issue in the community. So we sat down, we did some brainstorming, and we realized that manual threshing is a very depressing need in our community. So we came together with our expertise and we made some design. So we started with this wooden rice thresher. We took it to the field for the first time for field demonstration. So the farmers, when they heard our engine running, they came, oh, so this is what you are doing. I would like you to thresh my rice for me and all that. So we decided to, take it up as a business, and we took feedback from them, and we'll be able to upgrade the machine to this. So this is actually a 10-second video of how the machine works. Can you play? So we feed the harvested rice in the drum over there. The machine does the threshing, and we collect the paddy rice down here. Yeah, so the benefit, the value we are offering farmers like Mamia is the chance to thresh their rice 30 times faster compared to when they are threshing manually. Timely threshing, as and when they harvest, will be on their field to thresh for them. Reduce their grain breakages to as low as 0.3%, and efficient threshing services. In that, whether their rice is dry or wet, we'll be able to thresh for them. So we realized that our rice thresher is not the only thing on the market, but what makes our rice thresher different is the fact that it threshes all rice variety, whether wet or dry. It has better winnowing capacity, meaning that the end product of our thresh dry has very little rice stalks and all that in there. It has low grain breakages. We have some attachment in there that makes it reduce the grain loss when we are threshing, and it's durable in that it's made with metals to suit the African condition. So our competitors in the market are Saytech and BK3, and based on these parameters, we outperform them in the market. We do our own manufacturing, we do the services. Our machine is portable in that it's small, very easy to transport to the farmers field. Like I said, we are targeting smallholder rice farmers, and most of them, their road leading to their farms are very bad. So if the machine is too big, we can't get to them. and the effectiveness of our machine. So our target market for the next 5 years is $3.5 million of the whole smallholder farm in Ghana. So our revenue model, we mainly get money from offering threshing services, and one rice thresher is able to generate as much as $4,500 revenue per one threshing season, of which $3,000 is our expenses and costs, 34% is our profit. And when we thresh the rice, we thresh it in 140 kg bag. Farmers are charged $4 or 40 cedis per 1 kg bag. And one machine is able to thresh almost 1,150 bags of rice for one threshing season. So I go to market strategy. This is how we get our customers. Most times we use field demonstration, in that when we are threshing and the farmers hear the engine running, they come and they inquire that we should come and thresh for them and all that. Aside that, we get to our farmers by word of mouth. So the farmers who have experienced our services go there and tell other farmers of how amazing or how fast we serve them. And aside that, we realize that almost all our target customers get their information from the traditional media. So we use communication centers, radio and TV, and we have some digital presence. So what we've been able to do so far, as of now, we have 232 paying customers, of which 40% are female. And then we've been able to thresh 420 tons of rice since 2021 we started. We've been able to create 34 direct jobs, 1,760 indirect jobs. So our roadmap, from now till 2025, as of now, we have 2 fully functioning multi-stage rice thresher on the field, working now since we are in the threshing season. So somewhere in October, we plan to do a research on upgrading our machine to be a solar, powered rice thresher. In June 2024, we are looking at forming farmer associations, so then it will be easy to get to our customers, to have training with them and all. And we plan on training our farmers, our customers, to be able to adopt one rice variety, which will make it easier and more effective for the machine to work. From July to December 2024, we are looking at getting a prototype at least of our solar rice thresher. We'll add harvesting to it, because what we realize with our activities so far is that depending on how the farmer harvests the rice, it depends on how fast the machine works and the outcome of the rice. So we'll train them and have harvesters along, so do both harvesting and threshing at the same time. We'll look at having a lot of farmer empowerment programs, and then establish or research into how we establish a new branch. And in 2025, we'll look at setting up a new branch in circular economy, in that we would like to process the rice stalks and all those waste materials that come after threshing. We realize that we can manufacture into animal feed, charcoal and all that, which are very useful. So we therefore need $10,000 to be able to carry out the plan I mentioned, which will be used for equipment and machinery, research and development, marketing and promotion. The impact of this $10,000 is that we'll be able to, have a zero fuel burning, that's a solar thresher, be able to employ be able to create over 200 direct jobs, 25,000 indirect jobs, service over 5,000 smallholder rice farmers, and empower them economically, and raise a revenue of $15,000 annually. This is our team. Our team is made up of practical engineers, agribusiness experts, and technicians who are all dedicated to solving issues in the agricultural landscape. These are key partners, associations and businesses that are supported us so far: Cosmos Innovation, MasterCard, World Intellectual Property, Kumasi Hive, Center for Business Development at KNUST, and Resolution Project. So this is a 10-second video of how our wooden thresher used to work and how slow it was. Thank you.
Okay. Your name is Erica. Okay, well done.
Thank you.
You guys have done a lot of work already. How long have you guys been doing this?
From 2021 September.
2021. Okay. The samples here. Can you
Yes.
tell me
So
about
I have 4 samples. They're labeled A, B, C, D. So the D is how long, like it is graded according to how long it took before we threshed or manually threshed. So the D took more than 1 week. So the farmer had harvested it more than a week and they threshed it manually. And that is the outcome. The D is less than, sorry, the C is less than a week. And the A and B are all 3 days before threshing, but they are different rice varieties.
So these are all from your machine?
Yes. No.
Okay.
The D and C are not from our machine.
Which one is from your machine?
The A and B.
A and B.
B, yes.
Okay. So in terms of how the grains come out, what are you doing to avoid breakages of the grains?
As in
the rice grain. It looks a bit broken for me. So what are you doing to get perfect grains from the threshing of the rice?
So my co-founder.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, thank you so much. The breakages doesn't come as a result of our machine. Ours is to separate the grains from the plant, not to mill. So this comes out from a miller, but the impact is through the threshing. So I don't know if you are getting, when we thresh, the grains don't break, but the farmer has to take time to dry it using sun before it sends it to a different milling facility to mill.
Okay.
So if it doesn't dry well, it breaks.
Okay.
And if it dries too much too, it breaks in terms of the milling.
Okay.
But when it delays on the field, if you mill, the color will change to D or C.
All right. So,
Yes.
so the reason I'm asking that question is that, you see, you have an amazing product, all right, but the eventual product that ends up in the market will be associated with you.
Yes.
So that should allow you to know that you should take interest in the milling side of things, and make sure that either you are trying to create solutions to support farmers on that side also, or you are partnering with the farmers to find the right mills that can make sure the grains come out properly, which is important for marketing of your services. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be great.
Yeah, really love the business, John and Erica. I think love the fact that you guys have been able to build this. Maybe you guys said it, but what is the cost of one machine?
$30,000 to make
30,000
one.
cities. 30,000 cities.
No, dollars.
Okay.
So yes, 30,000
Okay.
Ghana cedis.
And
approximately.
what does it take for a farmer to buy the machine themselves? How many farmers have you seen who want to buy the machine?
So our revenue model right now is not to sell. We are offering the threshing services. We're
Yeah.
actually in the process of getting our patent, which we started last year.
Okay.
Regardless of that, even if we will sell sometime in the future, we'll be targeting the NGOs in the agri in the sector, and then farmer associations and
Okay.
groups.
There's an organization called West Africa Research Center, West Africa Rice Center. Have you heard of it? WARC?
No, please.
Okay. You should just Google them and try to see what you can do with them.
Okay.
Okay, because they are adopting a model which is very popular in India, which is community rice threshing.
Okay.
So a community comes together and buys one rice thresher.
Okay.
No one person owns it. Then whenever there's a problem also, the community comes together and fixes it. Because in that case, what happens is the community sustainably manages the machine, not one person.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, I think this is good. It looked like it's business as usual for you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, most of people that have pitched have done the normal pitch that we know, talk about how much they need and what will be used for. But I didn't see the pitches more like customized to suit the focus of this project. I mean, not for you alone, but I think most of our people that have pitched had that. I want to ask you, you said you wanted how much? How much do you want? $10,000.
To be able to carry out.
Okay. So unfortunately, at this time, we're not giving $10,000, are we?
Oh, yes, I.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, since we are not giving $10,000 and you are supposed to get a trip,
yes.
My question to you is, how do you plan to leverage on this trip to raise your $10,000 and even beyond?
Okay, so how I plan on leveraging this trip, so I'll be able to get a $10,000 and beyond is to be able to, you know, pay, I'll be able to, sorry.
Oh, that's fine, it's fine, you can take it. No, that's fine. No.
Yes, so we would be able to produce, or we will be able to generate the $10,000 through the internal funds. Right now, we are in the rice threshing season, and the two threshers are really working. So even today, they are on the field working, and we'll be able to generate that $10,000. But the trip to the Israel will give us the exposure to learn more, meet expertise, to help us improve upon the innovation that, though we keep improving, but seeing what the other expertise from different places will do will motivate us, and we will come out being powerful than what we've done. Thank you.
So to add on to what John said, the networking tool will help us to be able to raise that 10,000 and beyond, because we'll be meeting brilliant businesses with strong networks, some with interest in our sector, and we think this trip will be able to provide us that.
Right, thank you. I think my recommendation to you and to all of us as startups, especially the that I've pitched today, is that when you're going for a pitch, you look at the pitch target. What am I getting at the end of the day? And then you fine-tune your pitching skills and everything to suit that. Okay. When the pitching focus is not giving you physical cash, and you come and talk about how much you're expecting all those things, and you don't link your business to the end receivable, then of course there will be some gap in there. And you find yourself wanting one question that has come to you. But the other day, you're looking for money and there's no money here. So it means that this is not for you in the first place.
So we actually know there is no money in it, but as a formality, so that we know that in as much as we need the trip, and or if maybe there's an investor or someone interested in our sector, the person will get idea of where we want to be and how much we need. So
That's fine. But I didn't really see or hear anybody talk about what they want to make. Maybe I didn't see that. But nobody really talk about what they want to make of the trip, how they want to scale their business and all that. I didn't really see or hear any of such. So that's why I'm giving this general recommendation. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am supporting my colleague judge here. You said you need $10,000 from an investor. He says in this season you can generate that $10,000 internally. That affects your presentation, because
so he is saying we can generate, not this season, but like subsequent. It will take us a lot of time to generate that, but we'll need that expertise to be able to, you know, expand our production and all, so then we'll be able to generate that amount.
So that aspect of your presentation is a little bit problematic.
Okay.
Because we were clear right from the beginning, from the promotion of this competition, right from the word go, it's indicated what the award is. Yes. And so to come and give such a brilliant presentation and not give an indication how you will use the award, what you will use it for, is problematic. It's not just your product, it's also how you put it across. That's why my other colleague there was saying marketing is important, and marketing is not just the labels on a product. It's the totality of what you present. Okay?
Thank you.
All the best. Mobile Technologies, Erica Pia, all the best to you. So we'll take our final presentation, and that will be from Nana Kofi Efriye Sapong of Medio Foods. Nana Kofi Efriye Sapong of Medio Foods.
We are Medio, who are innovating the way restaurants source, stock, and order their produce. 5 years ago, I embarked on a journey of fulfilling my dreams of running a small restaurant business while juggling my studies at the University of Ghana. Alongside my friends, we poured our hearts into the business, hiring staff and crafting delicious meals. However, few years down the line, our business collapsed. Our venture faced the constant struggle of running out of stocks or prices skyrocketing anytime we went to the market. Our weekly employee report turned into a hunting chorus of Yatumo, a chief phrase echoing the rising prices that were soon to be our bitter enemies. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. In the heart of Africa, where small and medium-sized restaurant businesses feed over 700 million people daily, a hidden struggle unfolds. These vital businesses lose a staggering value of 100 million US dollars annually due to pricey and unreliable supply chains, limited access to critical data, and the burden of spending over 60% of their valuable hours on cumbersome procurement needs. And yet, on the other side of the supply chain, the Food and Agricultural Organization estimates that over 1.3 billion metric tons of food is wasted annually. This is wasted annually. 83% of farmers lack access to ready market, and this leads to post-harvest losses. As a result, they lose revenue and are unable to reinvest into their farms, leading themselves into abject poverty. The supply chain is broken because thousands of these foods emit dangerous gases into the environment, such as methane, that are harmful. Medio is tapping into an $800 billion market opportunity across the fastest growing continent in the world, where we partner with over 10,000 smallholder farmers to supply over thousands of fresh produce to millions of urban restaurants across the continent. Our solution is to connect local smallholder farmers directly to urban restaurants through e-commerce and cold solar storage houses to provide fresh quality produce at affordable prices. We connect farmers directly to urban restaurants, eliminating intermediaries and reducing costs for all parties involved. In other words, we are a one-stop solution for affordable procurement needs for restaurants while providing a reliable market access for restaurants. And here is how our business works. At the end of every week, Medio collates supply requests from various urban restaurants. Then we collaborate with smallholder farmers and pay them directly with fair compensation for their hard work. Our commitment to mobile money and cash ensures that our farmers are financially stable, but can also take care of their family and loved ones. But it doesn't stop there, because our cold solar storage facilities enable us to sort, grade, and quality check the produce meticulously. This ensures that every ingredient delivered to restaurants is of the freshest, highest quality and free from post-harvest losses. Judges, this means that with every transaction of Medio, we are saving tons of dangerous emissions being emitted into the atmosphere. I'm really struggling with... Can I? So, with Medio as a prime supplier of fresh produce to restaurant and food businesses, restaurants can be rest assured of affordable produce because Medio leverages on economies of scale as we bargain with smallholder farmers on their behalf and provide prices in real time. Our platform enables these restaurateurs to know what produce is being delivered to them and at what price. Furthermore, restaurateurs get the opportunity to enable their operations efficiently while having data and analytics to empower them. Now, with Medios as a unit economic analysis, we are saying that one restaurant would be equivalent to $11. This is for a perfect illustration purposes. So, ladies and gentlemen, imagine if we are supplying one farm produce to 100 restaurants in the foreseeable future. This is equivalent to $11,000. With 8 months of operations, Medio is committed to impact because we have sold over 500 kilograms of fresh produce and saved 45 kilograms of dangerous gas emissions in the atmosphere. Furthermore, we have doubled the income of 70 smallholder farmers while saved a combined staggering value of $200 for our restaurant and reduced 20% of their time for 10 restaurants. This showcases the value Medio is providing for impact and environmental sustainability. Today, Medio has supplied to 10 restaurants, worked with 70 farmers, and of which 35% are female farmers. We also realized that a warehouse is vital in our operations, and for that matter, we established a small warehouse. We have also accrued $1,000 as revenue and made an increment of 200 followers on LinkedIn, further demonstrating the value we are providing. Our go-to-market strategy is simple because Medio is ready to scale. We visit food businesses door to door to showcase our value and listen attentively to their problems. While we reach out to these customers, we enable them to share our value and award them with amazing discounts through word of mouth. And finally, in the digital age, we cannot expand without the use of social media such as LinkedIn. We are asking for $50,000, but we know very well that this is going to be awarded in a trip form because we would be able to showcase our story, tell our brand, and collaborate with Israeli Embassy in order to promulgate the idea of sustaining our environment and business as a whole. We would make it as easy as procuring foodstuffs in New York or even Jerusalem, as it is in Accra. With just a touch of a button, we are disrupting the agricultural retail chain and making millions of smallholder farmers now have access to ready market, while saving time and money for urban restaurants. We will be saving the environment from millions of dangerous gas emissions, thus mitigating climate change and ensuring we have a better food system for generations yet unborn. So the question tonight shouldn't be, is this really possible or not? Because clearly there is a market need and the farming communities are ready. And we as a team are having the skills and methodologies to turn this idea into a huge social business. So tonight, the question should be, Yankoso entumu ana. Should we not find ways to enhance our food system? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Presentation. So I have, so farmers don't want to deal with the complicated whole distribution value chain problem. I produce, it's ready, I don't want to now be dealing with plants somewhere that I don't know. No farmer wants to do that. That's the honest truth. So when you say you are connecting farmers directly to restaurants, how sustainably is that going to work? Because farmers don't want to deal with the whole logistic. That's like a whole business on its own. Moving the produce, car breaks down somewhere, food gets spoiled. They don't want to deal with it. One of my judges spoke about middlemen earlier. So that's a whole value chain. So how is this sustainable? Can you explain that to me? And the second question is the quality of farm produce. Restaurants have their own standards in terms of the quality of the produce that they want from farms for the food that they produce. How are you going to allow for that standard for the restaurants? What process or measures do you have in place?
Thank you very much. That's a brilliant question. But to tackle your first question, you made mention about farmers not ready for what we are providing. First,
no, I'm not talking about farmers not ready for what you are providing.
Sustainability.
I'm talking about the distribution value chain. Food has to move from the farm in a truck to the city. It goes to the market, then it's bought, it goes to the restaurant. That's a whole value chain, business models along that journey. Farmers don't want to deal with what's happening in the middle. So how is that going to work?
Yeah, so like we said, we collaborate with these farmers because we know the farmers' job, just like you just stated, is that they grow their crops and they want access for their market. So we come in, collaborate with these farmers by providing them with the market access. It's not their job to find the market access. We have to do that. And so we collaborate with these farmers to procure their produce, and then we bring it to our warehouse where it is sorted, it's cleaned and graded.
So you are the middleman.
Perfect.
I mean, that's a local word for it, but you are the middleman.
Perfect.
You are doing all this.
Yes.
All right, thanks for explaining that.
And I think the quality, you
Yes,
asked of the quality. So we already have a defined market. Our market niche is small and medium-sized restaurants. They cannot compete with the current incumbent. When we say current incumbent like Kempinski, Movenpick. So we are providing them the value of accessing these quality produce on their behalf. And all they need to do is take their phone, order through our platform, and we deliver to them, providing them with convenience.
Okay, so there are small businesses that have standards. So the fact that the business is small doesn't mean they don't have standards. Not everybody compromises on quality, and not when it comes to food. So you can't assume that it's the bigger restaurants or hotels that...
No, I'm saying the small restaurants do not have access to the quality, the produce, because they themselves would have to go and haggle and struggle for the produce. So we are doing all the dirty work for them.
So how are you going to ensure that what you are procuring has the right quality? That's what
because we bring it to our prototyping center for it to be sorted, graded, and cleaned. So we do all the work on their behalf. So it's a service, more of.
How do you know the quality that I want?
Come again?
How do you know the quality I'm looking for?
So the restaurants, we communicate with them. And from the 10 restaurants we spoke to, it was more of a phone call, and they told us the kind of produce they need and how we should deliver. If we don't, then it is taken back to our warehouse. And I think that can even be another value proposition, because we are providing access to ready market on the spot. If you don't like it, it's on us.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have a question with regard to the nature or how would you define the farmers that benefit from this scheme? How far can they be from the city or from the locality?
So farmers that we work with, particularly in Eastern region and the Volta region, I would say they are miles, about 30 miles, 40 miles away from us. So they are particularly in remote areas. And for the benefits, I'm saying again, I'm reiterating that we are providing market access for them because majority of them do not have market access. And just like the gentleman said, these farmers don't want the hurdle of tackling the entire value chain. They need people like Medio to provide that market access on their behalf so they can take care of their families.
So in the nutshell, you are just taking over the middleman's business.
But providing more value.
Extra value.
Yes, sir.
Medio, this is a good job, but then one thing I want to say to you, I wasn't impressed with your timing. Per my sheet, you were supposed to be the first to present, the last to present. I don't know what you were when you were called. I don't know if you were given a time that this program will start. But as a business, always be, if program is starting at 2 o'clock and you the person of it and you get here at 3 or 3:30, please, if I were to be the one moderating, you have missed your chance to present in the first place. I would have called you. All right? So as we progress, please let us learn what we call the good practices. Madam Esther is here. One thing that have kept her moving on, she will tell you, is her time. She came before you. All right? Let us learn young people. Let's learn people. What did they do, what they did, and how did they get to where they are? And you realize that timing is one key thing. You don't expect the whole ambassador to come and sit and wait for you. It's totally unacceptable. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Medio, I heard you say that you're contacting the restaurants door to door. You're doing door to door.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the only way you're getting yourselves known?
So, as a startup, we want to rely on methodologies that are slower to scale, in the sense that we want to understand the particular problem we are venturing into. And so to have door-to-door enables us to listen firsthand to the problem we are venturing into and how we can enhance the solution to make it much better. And aside the door-to-door, we leverage on social media, particularly LinkedIn and Instagram, where we showcase our brand and tell our story. And finally, with word of mouth, we award amazing discounts for restaurants who can provide us with referrals. Thank you. Thank you.
All the best. I see a lot of people are rooting for you. All right, so I want to say all the best to all our competitors while we compile the results. I would want to say thank you to
gray skies. She said, oh, I know the sun was set to rise. This could be paradise.
To come up in the competition will be trained by Stratcomm Africa in communication. All right, so let's walk with a round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. Board members of the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement, participants of the 2023 Ghana Garden and Flower Show, fellow judges, participants of the Israel Green Innovation Competition 2023, management and staff of Stratcomm Africa, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm excited to stand before you all as we host the 5th edition of the Israeli Green Innovation Competition as part of the activities for the 11th Ghana Garden and Flower Show. 6 years ago, the cooperation between the Embassy of Israel and Stratcomm began. And the Israeli Green Innovation Competition was born, leveraging on the unique strengths of the State of Israel in promoting innovation and sustainable solutions that promote agriculture, food security, environmental sustainability, and climate change. This also is reflected in the goals and mission of the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement, which focuses on building a cleaner, healthier, and prosperous Ghana through the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. The IGIC seeks to honor individuals and organizations that come up with innovative solutions that promote environmental conservation and sustainable agriculture solutions in Ghana. It focuses on innovative startups in the agricultural, horticultural, environment, and climate change sectors. The competition also aims at supporting the UN Sustainable Development Goal 13, which calls for an urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. Distinguished guests, as we mark the 11th edition of the Ghana Garden and Flower Show and 5th edition of the IGIC, permit me to add my voice to the good work of the GGFM, the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement. We are all witnesses to the global effects of climate change. It is therefore imperative that we address this challenge with urgency, creativity, and commitment to future generations. It is for this reason that I stand to congratulate the board and members of the GGFM for embarking on this journey for the past 11 years. You have indeed proven to be resilient in shaping and protecting the environment for future generations. Innovation has always been at the heart of our success story as Israelis. Faced with an arid landscape, we have transformed challenges into opportunities. And today, we proudly share our knowledge and technological prowess in sectors such as agriculture and other environmental solutions. It is therefore a privilege for the Embassy to continue to collaborate with the movement and Stratcomm Africa to organize the IGIC as part of the GGFS. This reflects our shared pursuit of sustainable development. Climate change knows no borders, and our cooperation on green innovation stands as a testament to our unity in the face of global crisis, as expressed in the theme for this year, Green Fusion, Collaborating for Climate Action. Since the IGIC started in 2019, we have been impressed by the enthusiasm of young Ghanaians who are committed to deploying creative and innovative ideas to solving some of the everyday challenges of agriculture and the environment in Ghana. I personally join in reviewing the various presentations today in the competition, and I must say that the future looks very bright in our joint efforts, so creating a cleaner, healthier, and prosperous Ghana. This year, I can share with you that we have received over 60 entries on various solutions and innovative ideas. Most entries were very competitive and good, and I would like to appreciate all those who submitted their entries and encourage them to keep working on their solutions. The pitch, after the pitch, and the winner that will be announced will receive a fully paid trip to Israel to participate in industry-related meetings, excursions, and conferences, learn best practices, network, and seek potential investors to expand their existing business. The winner and other participants of the competition will also have the opportunity to being enlisted on the embassy's startup database and participate in training opportunities that will enhance their prototype or ideas. On this exciting note, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the dear judges who were able to find time off their busy schedules for this competition. You have been an asset to us, and I'm very grateful for your commitment and dedication to join us, offering your expert advice. Once again, thank you to the board members and directors of the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement and the staff of Stratcomm for your impressive and professional collaboration so far. I would like to ask for a round of applause to my team at the embassy who have worked tirelessly to make this day a success, especially to Mrs. Karen Hyde Cooper, the head of Economic and Political Department at the embassy. To all the participants that we have seen and watched today, thank you for coming and for your interesting ideas and presentations. Let's collaborate together for climate action. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. So all 6 competitors will be given certificates, and so please get ready and receive your certificate. So when I mention your name, you come up, and then would want one of our judges, Sama, please join me, to help in presenting the certificates to the participants. You help, yes. All right, so I'd like to first invite Nana Kofi Efriye Sapong of Medio Foods. Nana Kofi Efriye Sapong, Medio Foods. This is your certificate of participation. Also, The next we have John Adefio of Husk Technologies. John Adefio of Husk Technologies. Next, we have Portia Damba of Poducare. Congratulations, John Adefio. Portia Damba of Poducare. Congratulations, Portia. Next, we have Judith Akwete of Agri-Makeup. Agri-Makeup, Judith Akwete. All the best, Portia. Judith Akwete of Agri-Makeup. Congratulations, Judith. We have two more. Lawson Boabasa of Agrogard. Lawson Boabasa of Agrogard. Lawson Boabasa of Agrogard. And then finally, we have Erica Apia. Erica Apia of Wobil Technologies. All the best, Lawson. Erica Apia of Wobil Technologies. Congratulations to all 6 of you. Now we are getting ready to know who got what. And those who were part of the first 3 will be trained by Stratcomm Africa in communications. And then the final person, the winner, will get a fully paid trip. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you so much, Mr. Marco. Mr. DJ, so give us some musical interlude. Yes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, hi. So, after listening to these amazing presentations, and that make me proud to be a Ghanaian, please clap for yourselves. You guys are working, you're thinking, you're being productive. Congratulations. Wow. We will present plaques to the first three and a ticket to the winner. So let me start with is it the third runner-up? Is that how it's said? Second runner-up. Our second runner-up, and gets ready to clap for that person, is John Adefio. Please clap for him, clap for him, clap for him, clap for him. He's doing amazing things with cocoa farmers. Come on, John. Can I have this? And I invite Her Excellency to please join me, and Sharon as well. Ella and Karen, you can please bring us, you've done so much work. Ah, she's here. Sharon, please. Yeah. So, yes. Yeah. So, oh, you should have stood on the other side. Okay. So, we are proud of you. Ghana is proud of you. The state of Israel, which is a state of innovation and startups, is super proud to have discovered such a talent in Ghana. Congratulations. Israel, Ghana, proud of you. Well done. God bless you. Yes. As he sits down, let's keep clapping. Those of you who are not clapping, have you manufactured a machine? Please clap for him. Our first runner-up, who is our second winner, is Erica Apia Ajwa. Erica, come in style, come in style, come in style. Clap for her. Well done, Erica. And forgive me, a woman. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Ghana is proud of you. The state of Israel, the state of innovation and startups is super proud to have discovered, working with the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement and Stratcomm Africa, to have discovered a talent like you. Keep it going, okay? Well done. Congratulations. And now, the winner is Judith Akote. Man, stay over. Let the woman come. Congratulations, Judith. Congratulations. Stand here so that balance. Congratulations, Judith. Congratulations. So proud of you. You won. You won. You're going to Israel. Some of the Christians here are very jealous because you see Bethlehem. You see Garden of Gethsemane. Eh? You are proud, so you go and see. Oh, congratulations. Can you help me to put this aside? Yes. So, you are a winner. You've worked hard. So have your colleagues. Each of you have worked very hard. You're doing amazing things. And none of them is going to end. But you stood out. We are proud of you. We are proud of you. So you're going to Israel. And there you will meet the people that you researched and found. Make sure you see them. Israel is a state of innovation. Israel is a country of startups. When you go to Israel, startups on okay? So don't be scared. There are a lot of startups in Israel, and you have an opportunity to talk to them about how they are making it, how they are growing. That's why it's good to go there. Well done. Congratulations. And as for us, we are happy that you're clearing the garbage in Ghana using those little insects. Stratcomm Africa is very proud of you, the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement, and is also really proud of you. I'm going to, because you're the winner, I'm going to give a chance to Her Excellency, the Ambassador, to say a few words to you.
Thank you very much, Esther. Congratulations. That's one of the things that I like about working in Ghana, is that you find more ambassadors of Israel in Ghana. Thank you, Esther, for a lovely speech. I could not have said it better myself. I'm very excited that we were able to identify and call on our winner for the competition. Very impressive work, and we feel that, and we are sure that by traveling to Israel and having the relevant meetings there, you will be able to grow your business, your capabilities further, and reach potential. So again, congratulations, well done, and we expect to see many, many more impressive inputs from you and your team.
Thank you very much. So this is your tickets. The gentleman who was running here, you can come and help her to carry her tickets. Thank you very, very much. So all the best. Congratulations. Enjoy. Get ready to take the... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted that from a small partnership, we have been able to send a number of young Ghanaians to Israel to learn, to gain skills, to come back and scale up their innovations to help our country, Ghana. This is what Stratcomm Africa continues to do. We are a communications company, but we believe that communication is a major tool for development. And through the use of our communication tool, look at what is happening. Judith has been discovered, and she is going to learn and come back. We are grateful to the Embassy of Israel in Ghana. We are really, really grateful that they believed in this tool that we have as a communications agency and have partnered with us. This year, we are tightening up our partnership. Why we have the theme Green Fusion, collaborating for climate action. No individual can do it all. Every individual has a responsibility. But through collaboration, we can do it. And the collaboration between the Embassy and Stratcomm Africa and the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement demonstrated collaboration, effective collaboration do. In our closing ceremony, hear about another collaboration that we have with an organization called From. I'm mentioning this so that those of you who will not be here will appreciate collaboration results. Collaboration yields results. Competitors, thank you very much for putting in your submission. Thank you for all the time you spent. We appreciate that you've gone through some anxious moments, but that is what entrepreneurs go through. And as an entrepreneur, as you go through moments and you think and you work hard, you see that your enterprise grows bigger and bigger. Because as a good entrepreneur, you do not sit and nurse your anxiety. You find opportunities to deal with the anxiety. And therefore, you've gone through some anxieties. I salute you that you were brave enough to stand here and deliver. Somebody has heard about your innovation, and watch this space. Something will happen. For the first 3 contestants, the first 3 winners, Stratcomm Africa will give you training in communication skills. We call it Scale Up with Communication. You have a question to that presenter who didn't have a marketing, who didn't have, I think, labels and all that. A lot of startups start up and they are very able to market. But you have to have a strategy for going to market, disrupting the market, and sustaining your business. And sometimes startups rush to market without. So at Stratcomm Africa, we teach you how to market communication with your business plan so that your business is sustainable. So the 3 winners will be working with you. We will spend time with you and give you some orientation. I would also like to thank again the staff of the embassy, particularly Karen, and staff of Stratcomm Africa. This is Karen. We've mentioned her name several times. Yes. And then Sharon, who stood here, she's the head of marketing communications in Stratcomm Africa, and she worked with Ella, Cynthia, Delphina, Kafui, and many others. They are amazing. They've put this and everything else you see together. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Next year, I'll get a ticket for all of us to go to Israel, okay? If you work hard and bring in the profits, we will go. Thank you all very much. Please stay for the closing ceremony. And those of you who are buying and enjoying the show, the closing ceremony is on. Either seat or you participate from wherever you're standing. And this brings the curtain down on the Israeli Green Innovation Competition and its awards. Spearheaded by Israel, the state of innovation and startups. And the reason why I stress the startups is that we all see Israel as a very strong state. And if it's made up of startups, then we better start as well. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for Auntie Esther. All right, so we are zooming straight into the closing ceremony. So let me welcome the Marketing Communications Manager for Stratcomm Africa, Sharon Enim, for her opening remarks. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. And we encourage all exhibitors, as many as can join us here under the tent, for us to close this ceremony. Sharon is coming, she's coming, she's coming. Let's welcome her.
Hello, good evening to you all. The Israeli ambassador, guest speakers, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to stand before you today to closing of the 11th Ghana Garden So as Etonam described it, it has been a journey, a very wonderful journey. And for us at Stratcomm Africa, because of our commitments to the Ghana Garden and Flower Show, we start. Okay. And as I said, it's been a very wonderful journey. And for us at Stratcomm Africa, because of our commitment to the Ghana Garden and Flower Show, immediately the year starts, we start planning for it. It's part of our annual activities. It's part of our planning for the year. And we started this in January. In February, we had started our brainstorming, our conceptualization, our ideation. And one exciting thing that happened in May is our 29th anniversary. And we are very excited that we have been delivering on communication excellence for the past 29 years. And as a female-led organization, you know how women like birthday. So as for us, we really, really like our birthday. The only difference is that we are proud to mention our age. We are 29 years, and we are very, very happy about that. And we are very excited. We are very excited for our 30th anniversary, which is going to be in May next year. And we are looking forward to celebrating this great milestone with all of you. Now back to our journey. We came and then we were able to decide on the theme, which is Green Fusion, collaborating for climate action. This theme helps us to re-emphasize the importance of collaborating for climate action. And by Green Fusion, we are trying to call on everyone, each and every one of you here, to play your part, to come together, to fuse into your daily life an aspect of green. We want you to consciously live every day, living a green lifestyle. We launched the Ghana Garden and Flower Show on 3rd July 2023, and we were lucky to have Angela Lusigi, who is a resident representative of UNDP, and we're also able to have Ms. Ruka Sanusi, who is the executive director of the Ghana Climate Innovation Center, to help us to launch the 2023 Ghana Garden and Flower Show. And then after that, we started our exhibitor engagement and our vendor engagement and our events publicity. This year, we were able to do publicity on our digital page, able to do radio campaigns, online promos, TV and outdoor campaigns. And for the planning and the curating of the activities, we're able to plan all the activities that come together to make the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. Leading up to the grand opening, we had a great grand opening, a remarkable one to say. And we were happy to have Mr. Jonas Klaas, who is the Deputy Head of Mission for the European Union in Ghana. And we're able to have Rosie Fosueje, who is also the Head of Climate Change, to be the keynote speaker. Mr. Jonas Klaas was our special guest of honor for the opening, which took place last Wednesday. And there was one interesting thing during the opening ceremony. He said that we cannot achieve climate change without empowering the youth. And it's very important to us as Stratcomm Africa. And that made me excited because the very next day we had the Green to Riches conference. And this is a conference where we bring together young people and teach them practically ways through which they can make money, and also the opportunities available in the horticulture and floriculture sectors. So this was a great time. This time around, we were able to look at the supports the youth needed, the sustainable practices they can adopt, and then market trends that the youth can leverage to enhance their livelihood while contributing to the fight against climate change. And also, our master classes run from Thursday to Friday. I'm very happy to see Makafui over here of Macintosh. Please give a round of applause to Makafui. He was one of our facilitators for the master class. He was teaching us about recycling and reusing of plastics. And our unusual gardening was also in partnership with Macintosh. And most of the things there, he's. So please give him a round of applause. He's doing great work when it comes to recycling in Ghana. We also had facilitators from Patrick Masope. He taught us composting. And we also had a from the University of Ghana Crop Science, who also talked to us about plant grafting, which was a very insightful session. And later that evening, we had a karaoke, which was also a great time. On Friday, we continued with the sip and share. And then in the evening, we had a music night. And then on Saturday, we had a lot of rain. It was rather unfortunate. But it was very heartwarming to see our participants walking through the rain and still coming over to take part in our exhibition, to buy plants. And this same for today. We had rains in the morning, but we are extremely excited. And it's very heartwarming that people are still committed to this mission. People are still committed to this vision. And they will even pass through the rain with all this mud still to come and take part in the Ghana Gardening and Flower Show. And thank you all so much for still coming despite the weather conditions. And this even helps us to be more serious in our fight against climate change. I remember I was having a conversation with my dad, and he said that August 6th used to be the best times to Ghana because it wasn't too sunny and it wasn't too dry. And I know that is why we even plan to have the Ghana Gardening and Flower Show in August and September each year, because we were assured of good weather. But now, because of the unpredictability of the weather due to climate change, we couldn't even predict, we don't even know when it's going to rain anymore, which is why we must all take climate action very seriously. And today, we were able to have a green competition. We are very, very happy to the Israel Embassy for 5 years of partnership. And as Ms. Koba would say, they are so committed. Even if we don't call them, they will call us. Immediately, I think by June, I've already sent her email asking that, what are we doing? What are the plans? They are extremely, it has been great to have the Israeli Embassy as our theme for this year, Green Fusion, has resonated throughout the event, bringing together passionate individuals, communities, and organizations dedicated to preserving our planet's precious environment. In these 5 days, we've witnessed the power of unity and the limitless potential of collaboration. For Sutherland Children's Park, despite it being muddy with all the rains, has been transformed into a vibrant tapestry of colors, fragrances, and ideas. From the lush gardens to the beautiful exhibits, from educative conferences and master classes to inspiring conversation, this event has been a testament to our shared determination to protect our planet. Our gratitude goes out to the tireless efforts of the Stratcomm Africa team, our exhibitors, partners, sponsors, and collaborators who made this event possible. It is our dedication that has brought the spirit of Green Fusion to life. I would like to use this opportunity to give a special recognition to Ace Live Studios for helping us stream this event live. Let this event not just be about flowers and gardens, but this event is not just about flowers and gardens. It's about sowing the seeds of change. Each plant, each sustainable product, and each conversation about climate action is a seed planted in the minds and hearts of our community. Together, we have nurtured these seeds, and they will grow into a future where our planet thrives. As we close the curtains on this year's Ghana Garden and Flower Show, let us carry with us the lessons learned, the connections made, and the inspiration gained. Let us continue to collaborate for climate action, not just in these 5 days, but in every day that follows. Our planet depends on us, and we must rise to the occasion. Thank you for being a part of this remarkable journey towards a greener, cleaner, healthier, wealthier, and more beautiful Ghana. Let us leave here today with a renewed commitment to protect our environment, for ourselves, for future generations, and for the beautiful planet we call home. Together, we are a driving force behind positive change. Thank you, and may you all continue to blossom and flourish in harmony with nature. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. You forgot your glasses. Sharon. It's for mommy, okay. All right. So we'll zoom straight just so you know that in 2021, the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement signed an MOU with PUM Netherlands senior experts, which provides for knowledge sharing and capacity building by Ghanaian floriculture and horticulture experts, along with PUM experts in floriculture and expertise development for the benefit of Ghana's flower growers on the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement platform. Now, this aims to strengthen this partnership further to support all its members and share knowledge on sustainable practices in horticulture and floriculture to help fight climate change, as Sharon already spoke about. Join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Mr. Johan De Visa, who is the country coordinator, PUM Netherlands senior experts. Thank you so much. Let's welcome him.
Yes, very nice to be here. I'm Johan De Visa from the Netherlands, and I'm the country coordinator for PUM Senior Experts. I'm a retailer from profession. Thank you so much. Since my whole life, I was born in a butcher's place, and I was with a supermarket business, Albert Heijn, in the Netherlands for 35 years. I started with PUM in 2016, and since last year, I'm the country coordinator for Ghana, and we do, on average, 40 projects, 40 companies, assisting with expertise. An expert is coming for 2 weeks to bring new knowledge, not from theory, not from NGOs, but from practice, entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. I show you. Next one. Yeah, this is our team. We have 7 workers on the ground here in Ghana. In the local representative looking for promising projects, promising businesses to assist. Not only in Ghana, we are in 34 countries, especially in Africa, but also in Asia and in Latin America. Not only in one sector of horticulture and agriculture and floriculture, but also in the feeds of fish and animals, but also in IT and also in hospitality. So food security is one of our main focus, but not only in foods, but also in cosmetics. So the lady who was in the chair, I like your story, and I support you for 200%. because the she sector is very huge in Ghana, and we supported already share companies in Tamale, a lot of Tamale, and in Bolkatenga too. So back to the horticulture and the floriculture and the agriculture, we have 100 senior experts from the Netherlands. In total 1,400, but in this area 160. It's not only in the same direction. When we enter in discussion with, we discuss what is your problem and what is your priority to reach the next level. And we are looking with our sector coordinators, what is the best expert we can find in the 160 experts to assist that company. And it can be in the flowers, it can be in the tropical products, in the fruit and veg, but also in the arable farming or in the greenhousing. And last but not least, we come in very detailed discussion. What is it in your inputs? Is it in your fertilizer? Is it in your irrigation? What is your issue? And then we have experts in it. But not only in this field, we try to combine the sectors with each other. So, for instance, the IT, we don't use only the IT assistance, but we try to do assist to IT in agriculture. So to use the business development and software development to assist the farmers. Yeah, that's what I like. Not only bringing theoretical knowledge, but experienced entrepreneurs from practice are assisting in how do you develop, for instance, the IT. And this is an example. I was in Kumasi this week, and there is an organization. It's called Climate Smart Irrigation Service in Ghana. SOCIA is the project, and we work together with the Technical University in Delft, with Green Tech Holland here in the Ghana, with Future Water, and it's about how you can irrigate in a climate sustainable way. So if they observe it's raining, you don't need to irrigate. If it is dry, you need more irrigation. So that's the research they are doing in Ghana together with the Agri-National University. And this is an example. I'm in favor of a project I was leading myself. This is a community-based approach of agriculture, with greenhouses, with plants, with open fields products, and it's like it's an ecosystem. Yeah, so this ecosystem is community-based in Java in Indonesia, and it's a nice example also for Ghana. How can you work together, not only as entrepreneurs, but also with the university, also with the communication agencies, also with the IT departments, with the financial institutes, and also, last but not least, this most important, with the buyers of the importers from different countries or local buyers. How can you do co-creation? So in this example of Indonesia, it's fully integrated, and it is also an example for the government how to explore it for in the whole country. So I encourage you also to have a look at this example. They combine the traditional farming with the modern technology, also with the students of the applied science schools. So yeah, in some young people are saying, okay, agriculture and also flowering, it's old-fashioned. But in my opinion, when I see all the integrated efforts, it's the most modern sector of the world. So foods and agriculture yeah, we need food every day, of course. So my message is, if the startup is becoming a startup with minimum 10 workers or more, can apply with PUM.nl for assistance. So, and I think, yeah, the country of Ghana needs more knowledge, fresh knowledge, practical knowledge from entrepreneurs. And yeah, we are a unique, I can say, the only one in the Netherlands, maybe in Europe, in this way of doing, to bring practical knowledge for ambitious entrepreneurs who wants to reach the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for him, please. Just give me a sec. All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Johan De Visa, who is the country coordinator for PUM Netherlands Senior Expert. So during our opening ceremony, we discovered the power of communication, especially in promoting climate action. Next to join us is a proud product of Strategic Communications Africa. She is currently the head of corporate communications for Vivo Energy, and she is speaking in her capacity as the Honorary Secretary of the Institute of Public Relations Ghana. Please help me welcome Madame Shirley Tonikum to share with us how effective communication can inspire climate action. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. Auntie Esther is so proud of you, Shirley. Thank you so much. Please, let's clap.
Good evening, everyone. So when I got the invitation, I put up a post that I'm going back home. And people didn't understand. I'm happy to stand here as a proud member of the Stratcomm family. We were the beginners, and we are still part of the family. And I'm happy that I'll be alive to witness the 30th celebration. So I don't know if you remember these few headlines. Hurricane Idiala moves over North Carolina, dumping heavy rains as thousands still without power. That's NBC News, 30th August 2023. Houses submerged after downpour in Volta region. City News, 8th July 2023. California wildfires. We've lost all the things that we can't replace. That was BBC, 27 July 2022. In the United States alone, there have been 15 individual weather and climate disasters events confirmed from January through July 2023, with each losses exceeding $1 billion, says the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. With these topical issues, I stand here excited to discuss a global topic, paramount importance, how effective communication can inspire action against one of the most pressing issues of our time, that is climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, as Albert Einstein said, those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act. Over the years, the Ghana Garden and Flower Show by Stratcomm Africa has given us the opportunity and platform to know and come close to Mother Nature to fight a global cause, the effect of climate change. The duty now is for all of us to act. I want to thank my one-time boss, my mentor, and communication maestro, Esther Koba, affectionately called Auntie Esther, for the privilege to share what she has planted in me over the years. Climate change is a global crisis that impacts us all. It poses severe threats to our environment, our economy, and endangers our way of life. The scale and complexity of the issue, as we heard at the onset, can be overwhelming, leaving many of us disengaged and detached from the problem. And this is where effective communications becomes a catalyst for change. According to the World Health Organization, between 2030 and 2050, climate change is expected to cause approximately 250,000 additional deaths per year from malnutrition, malaria, diarrhea, and heat stress. This is huge, but quoting Robert Swan, a British historian, explorer, and environmental activist, it said, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else would save it. Who will save it, and what will we do to save it?" I stand here as a communications and PR practitioner to share with you how effective communication can inspire climate action. We have gathered here today with one purpose, one interest, and one goal: to find solutions to mitigate the risks identified. If I may ask, how did you know about this year's Ghana Garden Flower Show? I believe communication played a key role in creating awareness about the event. And they say we can use communication to build the world that we want. Ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency, effective communication humanizes the issue of climate change. It transforms abstract data and scientific findings into relatable stories and experiences. When we hear about a family in a vulnerable coastal community like Jamestown in the Greater Accra region, Maury in the Central region, and Keta in the Volta region lose their home due to rising sea levels, it resonates more deeply than a graph showing temperature trends. These stories foster empathy and create a personal connection to the problem, thereby reinforcing the powerful nature of storytelling and developmental communication. Again, effective communication empowers individuals to act. When people understand how their daily lives in the environment, they are more likely to be conscious decisions. Simple, clear energy conservation, planting flowers, waste reduction, and sustainable living can inspire millions to adopt greener lifestyles. By leveraging the storytelling capabilities of communication, we can turn the tide against climate change, uniting the world in a shared commitment to safeguard our planet for generations to come. Communications has the power to hold government and institutions accountable, to make meaningful steps towards a more sustainable future. Public discourse and informed debate can pressure decision makers to prioritize climate-friendly policies and technologies. Change becomes not simply an option, but also a requirement when the message is understood and widely shared. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot talk about climate change without hammering on the power of communication, stakeholder engagement, and partnerships, just as we witnessed this evening in the call for change. Effective communication is the bridge that connects diverse stakeholders towards one goal. It brings researchers, policymakers, activists, and the public together under a common cause. It facilitates the knowledge sharing and the development of innovative solutions that inspire collective action on a global cause. And I was happy to see our young talent over here defending their project. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sustainable Development Goal 17 talks about how stronger partnerships can contribute to environmental protection and sustainable development by mobilizing resources, sharing knowledge, promoting the creation and transfer of environmentally sound technologies, and building capacity. The Ghana Garden and Flower Show is a perfect example of how institutions and corporations can collaborate to make the impact on the environment. Distinguished guests, in the era of social media and instant information, the power of digital communication channels cannot be overemphasized. In this digital age, social media and online campaigns have a wider reach like never before. We have impactful tools at our disposal to communicate about climate change and leverage on these platforms to amplify our message, reaching wide audiences and engaging in conversations that transcend borders. Thoughtfully crafted messages, viral campaigns, and hashtags can mobilize millions of people within hours. They can turn individual concerns into global movements exemplified by initiatives like the Friday for Future, Extinction Rebellion, and locally in Ghana, Coalition of Environmental NGOs. Ladies and gentlemen, with great power comes great responsibility. Effective communication on climate change must be based on accurate information supported by research to make informed decisions. Misinformation and sensationalism will not only serve to undermine the cause, the truth must always be told, and you and I, especially those in the media, have a key role to play in this. To end my speech, I want to echo that effective communication is not merely a tool, it is the lifeblood of our effort to combat climate change. It informs, inspires, and unites us in this critical mission. Let us harness its potential to convey the urgency of the issue, mobilize communities, influence policies, and inspire the actions needed to preserve our planet for future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, I have told you what I will do as a communications and PR practitioner to inspire climate action. Now, what will you do? Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others want to make it happen. Please make it happen. Thank you.
A bigger round of applause for Shirley. Please make it happen. It's a collective effort. We need to ensure that we are able to control the climate. All right, now we've had several exhibitors over the period, and this year we've had quite a number, and we're here to listen to a few of them who have got experiences to share. So a few minutes. I would like to first call on Theophilus and Stephen, who are with the Shed House in the Crop Science Department. Let's welcome them with a round of applause. They'll say a word or two about what the experience has been so far. Theophilus and Stephen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Theophilus, representing the Shed House in the Department of Crop Science, University of Ghana. And we are here to share our experience being first-time exhibitors. So we are here to share our experiences being first-time exhibitors at the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. Now, the Shed House is a small ornamental nursery in the Department of Crop Science, a horticultural lab initiative, which is been spared or led by Dr. Misa, Dr. Nalamle Misa. She's the head of the horticultural lab. And for the longest time, the Shed House has dealt mainly with teaching students how to interact with plants, and then how to identify these plants and their role in the landscape, and how to even place them in the landscape. And so for horticultural courses like the environmental horticulture and introduction to horticulture, we help students to interact with the plants, be able to identify the plants, how to use them in the landscape, so that they can go on after school to do practical aspects of what they have learned in school. And a product of this initiative is a plant ID app and website. And so as part of the things that we do, plant identification is one of the core things. And so we've piloted a plant identification app and website, piloted on the University of Ghana campus. and it helps you to identify tree species on the UG campus. And so all you need to do is to scan a QR code on the tree, and then it gives you the scientific name, the specifics of the tree, and how it can be used in the landscape. And so it's currently being piloted on the UG campus, and this is a a plan and then an idea from our boss, Dr. Nalam Lemisa. It's something that has been on her heart for several years, and to finally see it come to pass is a great thing for us. And so for that, we want to talk about a plant ID. And being first-time exhibitors, I would like to say a very thank you to Stratcomm Africa, to the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement. And when we reach out, they've been very receptive, welcoming. Thank you very much, Dolphina. She's really helped us to set up, to get a stand, how to go about it. We had a master class. She encouraged us to go for a master class where we taught those who pass by vegetative propagation at home. And so the main focus on grafting and then cutting, focus on tomatoes. So we taught those who pass by how to graft tomatoes on Goma and how to do cuttings at home. As part of our mandate, and as part of coming here to exhibit, we decided to teach people about propagating the plant, how to take care of the plant. And so we are not just selling plants to you. When you come to our stand, we teach you how to take care of the plants, how to propagate them. And so in displaying our plants, we have the common and then the scientific names on the plant. And so when you come to the stand, we tell you, this is this plant, this is the scientific name, this is how it can be used in your landscape. And so we actually walk people through. And so we have done this, and then we know that we've educated so many people who have passed through our stands. And so we say a very big thank you once again to Stratcomm Africa, to the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement. We would like to, at this point, say a very big thank you again to the head of the Horticultural Lab, Dr. Nalam Lemisa, for this opportunity. She encouraged us to participate. She gave us a space to be creative and to go out in exhibiting. Another big thank you goes to the head of the department, Dr. Nyako Selometatu. He also supported us in trying to acquire the space, trying to move our things here and all that. He's been very supportive. A big thank you to our head of department as well. To all those who passed by our stand, to all those who interacted with us, to all those who came for our master class, to all those who have purchased plants for us, we say a very big thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Congratulations to our first-time exhibitors. So next we have Irene Pra. She's with Rinnie's Inspirational Garden. She will be speaking for 2 minutes and tell us her experience with this very year's exhibition. Let's welcome her, Irene Pra of Rinnie's Inspirational Gardens.
Thank you very much. She's already introduced me, so to share my experience. For me, being here is something else, because for the past 10 years, I've been every year, but I always come in to buy plants and then stuff for myself, personal use. But I thought this year I should come and exhibit and be an exhibitor. The main motive for coming is to ensure that I create awareness for my small business that I've started, and then also network. And that has been phenomenal. I've been able to make a number of friends, met a few people, learned a lot here, and it's been great. When it comes to sales, it's not been the best. We've been rained out for the past 2 days, and it's normally the time that we do a lot of sales, but that hasn't been that great. The next time we would have better weather. We probably need to look at our timetable and be sure that we don't do it during the, I think this is the minimum, it's the rainy season, but it's not the main rainy season, yes. So maybe end August will be more like it, so that we will not have issues with the rains. But this Auntie Esther, I know, but that's rainy season. So it looks like we haven't been that this year. Maybe that will be more like it. So end September will probably do better for us, and then we'll be able to make some sales. I was thinking about it, but when the rains are also not around, the plants don't do that well. But we'll look at it. Probably bring a few desert plants. But I must say a big thank you to Stratcomm for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the Ghana Garden Flower Show. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm grateful.
So much, yes. Thank you so much, Irene. Thank you so much for the suggestions with the timing as well. Next, we have Rejoice. She is the owner of Green Baskets. She's joining us to tell us what her experience has been over the period, and then we'll acknowledge our sponsors as well. Let's welcome Rejoice.
Okay. Hello. Hello, are you with me? Yes. Okay, so my name is Rejoice, as she mentioned, and I'm with Green Basket. I started as land, I was into horticulture, and I was passing one day, I saw that they pasted here Ghana Flower and Garden Show. I was like, wow, I'm interested. And that's how I came in. I don't know, around that time I felt sick. So instead of coming to start with flowers, I went into health research. And so because of health challenges, I studied about plants a lot and how we can use our food as our medicine. And that's how come now I package food products that are for health to this place. It's been marvelous. For me, this is one of my biggest markets. You have no idea. Just I mean, my name Pame once. Because all my customers, I get them here, my clients. When I was like, this year I'm not coming. And then I just said, but they'll come and look for me. And truly, when I came, when they come, they are like, we've been looking for you. They are so happy seeing me here. Oh my God. Like this. And so I'm calling everybody on board. Those who couldn't come this year, next year come. It's been good for me. Well, it's been good. It's raining, but it's been good. Okay. And so I want to thank the sponsors, because if they don't sponsor Ghana Garden and Flower Fair, I don't think every year will be coming. So thank you to all the sponsors, and Auntie Esther, you are my role model. I love you so much. Yeah, thank you. And then the young men and the young ladies supporting, I don't know their names. They mentioned one of the names here. Delphine, Cynthia, Charlotte, Ella. And there used to be some other people who used to come. I mean, they've all been, Richmond, he has been fantastic. Please clap for them. And hey, when you finish, visit the Green Basket stand. I have something for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rejoice, for your insightful remarks. Thank you so much. Talking about sponsors, we'll soon be hearing from two of our sponsors for this year. But just let me acknowledge the presence of Madame Patricia Abigail Kweisi, who is with the department. She's a deputy director in charge of marketing at the Ghana Tourism Authority. She is representing the CEO, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Her presence here is a testament to the fact that the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement is going to be part of this year, December in GH. So please know that the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement by Strategic Communications Africa is going to be part of the Ghana Tourism Authority's December in GH. Now we are going to hear from two of our sponsors. Madam Mavis Tego is with Ingreen Irrigation Services, a brand under Interplus. Please let's welcome Madam Mavis Tego. 2 minutes, she'll be telling us why they decided to sponsor and what the benefit has been so far.
Good evening. My name is Mavis. It's an amazing thing to be here. Such a worthy cause. Auntie Esther, we say thank you. And it's good to sponsor worthy things. And as Interplus, we associate ourselves with quality, as everybody knows. For this, we want to help the environment, and as such, with our InGreen brand, we support with irrigation. And it's been an amazing 5 days. We've had people walk into, especially exhibitors. They want to keep their plants and their flowers all green, and we are providing solutions. It's good to be here, and we are proud to associate with such a brand. Thank you, and we hope to see everybody next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mavis. Our final sponsor that we are hearing from, we have a lot of sponsors, but we are hearing from just 2 of them, and we appreciate all our sponsors. Derek Kawuda is with Vortic Ghana. Derek Kawuda. All right, let's welcome her. She's coming.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be here. So this year, Vortic just decided to be part, and we are really excited because Vortic, we have a recycling project. We speak more about our recycling, also encourage people and teach people how to recycle their bottles. So I think we had a training session with Macintosh where they encourage us to on how we can reuse our plastics, like in the sense of using it as vases, plant pots, and all that. So we're encouraging everyone, before you leave here, at least buy a plant, nurture it, and grow, because we're encouraging climate change. Very much. It's been a very great experience, and we hope to be part again next year. Thank you, Stratcomm. Thank you, the organizers. Thank you, Garden and Floral Fair. We are very much grateful.
Much, Vortic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we are wrapping up the closing ceremony of the Ghana Garden and Flower Show, the 11th edition. We'll soon be hearing from the Director of Business Development for Stratcomm Africa, Mr. Kofi Babwache. The last time we called him to give us the vote of thanks, it was shorter than Jesus wept. Today we are hoping that there will be a bit of flesh on it, Mr. Bwachi. So let's welcome him with a round of applause. He's giving us the closing remarks, and we'll hear from Delphina as well, because she's the most popular person on the 11th edition.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We at Stratcomm Africa, Strategic Communications Africa Limited, are very happy, very pleased with the impact that we have made using our services in event organization, public relations to raise awareness, behavior change communication, training and capacity building, basically the talents and the skills that God has blessed us with, that we've been leading within the communications industry for 29 years, have been put to very good use. It's been very beautiful seeing all the exhibitors, sponsors, partners, children, families, everyone participate in this event as we are collaborating to fight against climate change. We see that the platform, the soil is very fertile. The seeds that we've sown are definitely growing some beautiful flowers, and we're looking forward to stronger partnerships and collaborations from each and every one of you. So thank you once again for attending the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. I'll hand it over to Delphina to acknowledge our partners and sponsors.
Okay, I'll keep it very simple. So I'd like to acknowledge World Food Program. They couldn't be here, but I mean, you would see that we have some beautiful pull-up banners around from World Food Program. Their pull-up banners are represented here. So when say a thank you to World Food Program for coming on board. Then the Embassy of Israel. You've been with us for years now, and we couldn't have done this without you. Supporting us with the Israel Green Innovation Competition. Thank you so much for that. Then we have our municipal assemblies. Yeah. Accra Metropolitan Assembly,
Yawaso West Municipal Assembly, La Dade Kotopon Municipal Assembly, and Kole Klote Municipal Assembly. We are grateful to them for always coming on board and supporting us with our publicity. I'm sure when you go around town, you see some of our beautiful tricycles and our picket signs, and this year we introduced banners. It's all thanks to the municipal assemblies. They've been supportive over the years. So, okay. Yeah, we can. Okay, thank you. Very special thank you to Stanbic Bank, Molders Group, Veritas Capital, Allah Foods, producers of Dano Milk, Interplus, Republic Bank, Ghana Interbank Payments and Settlement Systems, GIPS. They say we should acknowledge them as Ghana Pay. So Ghana Pay, here is your shout out. Then we have UMB Bank, Hollard Insurance, Eurocare Hospital, Gokals Optical Services, Voltic Mineral Water, Polytank, Tui Ewa Foundation, Blue Nan, Macintosh Africa, Rufus Gardens, Manitao Ventures, and to our media partners. We have a tall list this year. Thank you all for coming on board. Lifestyle TV, Joy FM, Joy News, City FM, the Graphic Communications Group, Radio GIJ, TV3, Ghana News Agency, Ameyaw Deborah, Asasi Radio, Sunny FM, Business 24, Daily Dispatch, Ghana Web, JB Kluche Foundation, Modern Ghana, Technova GH, Business Finder, The Herald, The Insight, Ghana News Hub, Business and Financial Times, City TV. It's been a tall list. Please, a round of applause to all our partners and sponsors this year. Thank you all for coming on board. And to our exhibitors, it's been an amazing 5 days. Thank you very much for answering our call. We hope to see you all in December. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Delphina, and thank you so much, Mr. Boache. It means a lot, Mr. Babuache. Yes, thank you so much. Now, it's time to thank the Almighty God for a successful 5-day event. So, welcome Cynthia Dana to help us with the closing prayer.
Thank you. Please, we are praying. Please, we are praying. Our Lord, Master Jesus, we thank you so much for your grace. We thank you for your mercies. We thank you for a successful 5-day event. We continue to pray for more grace, and we pray, oh God, that you take us to our house safely and bring us back all safely in December. And we pray, commit sponsors, exhibitors, everybody into your house. We continue to pray that you grant us the grace to be good stewards of this beautiful earth that you've given us. In Jesus' name we've prayed thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. So officially, Auntie Esther, I think that's where we take the photos. So photos with, yes, please, we haven't taken photos. So please, please join us. It's actually not you. It's solid. Your Excellency. Sharon is always hiding. Sababwache, you can actually join us.